Thanks for giving me the push I needed. For 20 years, I felt like Elvira's passing would always be a mystery. Yet, you came along and gave me the positive attitude I needed. Thank you, Quinlan. I'm hungry. I'm cold. I'm hungry. What's wrong with him, Jeremiah? What's wrong with our baby? What you won't do is speak about my daughter, unless you want the entire world to know that your son sabotaged me this whole time in order to cover his own butt to keep the family from knowing that he lost half of his inheritance to crypto trading. What? Ben, I really wish that you would have come here sooner, so that you could explain to me how you had an affair with Finnegan Burke and that Elvira knew before she passed away. Did you miss spending time with me on Thanksgiving, Heidi? No. It's not like you came here to get nothing out of me. That's it. I don't want anything from you anymore, Finnegan. Aren't you tired of playing this little game? Yes, I am, which is why I'm putting an end to what's been going on between us. Hello, Maximilian? Hey, Tio. Do you think you can answer something for me? What do you want to know? Can you explain to me why there's a bug in my room? We should be home celebrating the fact that Isidore dropped the lawsuit against us. Instead, we're here with JJ doing psychological evaluations and MRI tests. Right now, we gotta stay positive for him. Praise God we got out of one issue. Praise God we found JJ. Now we've gotta ask God to help us through this one. Except this is an issue that can't go away. We were just told that our son most likely has schizophrenia. From what I heard, that's something which doesn't even have a cure. And we're not going away either. JJ's got his family to help him through this. The problem now is to figure out how we're gonna tell him. Quinlan. Hey, Ben. Why didn't you tell me that you were coming? I wasn't sure if you would pick up. Why would you say that? Because you kissed me in my apartment, then walked off without saying a word. I know for sure that you're not bored of me already. Don't start asking questions, Finnegan. Just respect and accept my decision. We should have never started doing this again in the first place. I'll accept and respect your decision once you tell me what's going on. Did you do what Esdor asked you to do? I did, and it forced me to stay over at Theodosius's palace. Because Isidore found out what we've been doing, it forced me to move out of my house when my son needed me the most. Technically, the home isn't yours. It belongs to your father-in-law. My son is there. I raised my boys in that house. I would never have needed to escape it in the first place if I never let you touch me. You'll never touch me again. Do you understand what you're asking me to do, Heidi? Tell me what's going on. I don't believe that you want to end things just because you were forced to stay at a 5-star hotel to avoid confronting your husband. Shouldn't you know by now that I know how to keep a secret? He knows. Who knows what? Ben. He knows about us. He found Elvira's diary. Someone bugged your room? You saw what was in my hand, right? I certainly didn't put it there. And you think I did? Maximilian, I don't know if you did, if your brother did, or if someone else in this house did. What I don't like is being spied on. I didn't put it there, Zio. I've been trying to figure out who could have placed it in there when I found it. All of a sudden, I remembered how you went over to the Mitchell estate and got yourself into the mess you're currently in. I also remembered that you care a lot for that Dorval girl, and Udell Mitchell happened to be representing her father. Do you understand where I'm getting at? I didn't bug your room. Then let's put it to the test. Why did you go to the Mitchell estate the night of the scholarship event? Max, you don't have to say another word. We just gotta be straight with him, Shelly. It was a shock to us, so I know that it will be a shock to JJ. How did we not put two and two together? I knew that he was struggling, but not like this. Not only that, he was struggling on his own, and he must have been terrified. Worst of all, he must have felt so alone. We know now, he's not gonna be alone anymore. This is gonna be a challenge for all of us, but we're gonna get through this as a family. That. Yeah, that. Did you just think that I would forget about it or not talk about it? I wasn't sure what you would do. That kiss, it came out of nowhere. So you want to act like it's something that never happened? Do you regret kissing me? We kissed each other. Do you regret it, Quinlan? My thoughts are all over the place, Ben. For as long as we've been working together, you've never once said that we were friends. All of a sudden, we end up kissing. I'm sorry. I should have stayed professional. I don't know what I was thinking. When I came to your apartment that day, I should have just left once I told you about confronting my mother and that she dropped the charges against her brother. You don't have to apologize. Yeah, I didn't expect to kiss you on Thanksgiving Day, but I don't regret it at all. Where did he find it? He wouldn't tell me. You didn't think to ask? Heidi, that is the only piece of physical evidence that could help solve Elvira's case. And that diary could make us lose our jobs. Like I said, we should have never started this in the first place. We got messy and we ended up getting caught more than once. As you can remember, we got caught in this very same building. If only my brother can see you now. Elvira, don't stop on my account. Is this why you were so dead set on hiring a nanny for Benny instead of me watching him? You want to spend more time with the detective rather than spend time with your husband and your son? Elvira, this is not what this is about. What are you even doing here? Don't try to change the subject. Ever since I've known you, you've looked down on me and complained about how rebellious I am, worrying that I would be a bad influence on your son. What about you, Heidi? You want to teach Benny to be unfaithful to his spouse, all while acting perfect on the outside? Detective Burke, you're pretty quiet there. What will it take for you to do the same? And for the rest of her life, I had to bite my tongue whenever she did something I disapproved of. What about your son? Now that he knows, does he plan to expose us? Max, let me speak to your uncle alone. What do you think you're doing? As if he won't be questioned about it when he stands trial. Well, you're not a prosecutor. Let Harley worry about that. Yes, my loving ex-wife who you conspired with to crash the scholarship event dedicated to our dear late sister. Cut the act, Isidore. I know that you had something to do with that revelation Heidi made on Thanksgiving. What do you have on her? What makes you think that I have something on your wife? You don't think she was truthful when she states that she couldn't continue living with a guilty conscience? Aren't you grateful to be married to a woman with such integrity? Isidore, I am sick and tired of your games. Heidi wouldn't have fled the estate if she had nothing to hide. Clearly she had something to hide from. Has it not occurred to you that your wife left because she was afraid of what you would do to her? Mom? Dad? Yes, baby. We're here. Oh no. What about the house? Did you lose the house? JJ, we didn't lose the house. Isidore Russo, he's trying to take away our home. Isidore dropped a lawsuit against me, JJ. We're not going anywhere. I get to keep the business. I'm sorry. This was all my fault. You had nothing to do with any of this, baby. You have nothing to apologize for. JJ, when you were gone, Yvette told us something. We know that you think you've been hearing demons. Have they been bothering you too? demons haven't hurt us. JJ, you're not well. What do you mean? I feel fine. I'm tired, but I'm not sick. JJ, you gotta listen to us. I understand that you don't feel sick physically, but mentally, you're not healthy. I don't understand. Remember when you spoke to the psychiatrist and had those scans done? Yeah. Well, we spoke with the psychiatrist, and they think that you might have schizophrenia. What? No, Mom, Dad, that's what the demons want you to think. I'm not crazy. I'm not. That's why I didn't say anything. They told me that you wouldn't believe me. I'm not crazy. Baby, we know you're not crazy. Schizophrenia? That's for crazy people. JJ, if you're saved, then you shouldn't be hearing demons at all. I promised I am saved. I know that I repented of my sins and asked Jesus to save me when I was 8. The demons want you to doubt me. No one is doubting you, JJ. But those voices you hear, they're not demons. The voices you hear don't exist. I promise you, your father and I are gonna get you the help you need. Are you gonna send me away? Why don't you regret the kiss? Because, Ben, throughout the time that I've been working with you, I began to feel something for you. For a while, I wasn't sure if it was a feeling of some friendship or something more. Am I the only one in this room who feels that way? These past several years, it's been hard getting close to people. Before I was clean, the only people I was really close to encouraged me to get drunk or high. You already know how growing up, it was always so hard to please my family after Elvira passed away. Maybe it was difficult for me to get close to people when she was gone. I was afraid that someone else would leave me. I'm really sorry for what you had to go through. I can only imagine how rough that was. But to answer your question, no, you're not the only one with those feelings. I kept telling myself to get it together. After Elvira, getting close to people only caused me pain. I couldn't let anyone else hurt or betray me. After knowing you these past few months, I would never intentionally hurt or betray you. We both admitted that we had these feelings for one another. Maybe we can explore them? Maybe. Ben told me that he doesn't plan to expose us. And you believe him? Heidi, how can you let this happen? You're gonna blame me for this? Yes, you were supposed to keep him close and convince him to drop this whole diary thing. As if I wanted him to find out. Do you think I wanted my own child to look at me as if I were a common whore? I did everything I could, and clearly it wasn't good enough because your son still found the diary. That's it. I'm done screwing you, Finnegan. How about you start screwing yourself for change? As if I would do something to her. I was there, Gianni. Remember? I saw how mad you were when your own wife exposed you, and I've cooled off. Now I'm gonna figure out what you have on her and help her out. Good luck with that. Sounds like you're gonna need it. Of course, we won't get rid of you, JJ. Your father and I love you, and we're gonna help you every step of the way. We won't leave your side. But son, you're gonna have to accept what is real. The sooner you accept it, the sooner we can get you the help you need. Alright, you're pretty convincing. So what does that make us? Two adults trying to figure this out. For your own safety, I still want to keep this on the low. We still need to find out the proper information that will lead us to who took Elvira's life. What's the next step? Speaking with the man who seduced my teenage aunt, I'm gonna pay a visit to Devontae Torres. He literally proved to you that he sold drugs and you still think of him like he's Nelson Mandela? Now I'm gonna figure out what you have on her and help her out. Good luck with that. Sounds like you're gonna need it. You might want to consider spending Thanksgiving with your mother. I've already lost my appetite, and I can't stomach the sight of you. I'm gonna pay a visit to Devontae Torres. I didn't expect a surprise like this today. Hi, Mom. Hello, Alan. Hopefully you didn't come over here to scold me for conspiring with your uncle against your father. Mom, I messed up. I messed up bad, and I don't know who else to turn to. You're back. I can't stay away knowing that Max still needs both of us. Does that also mean that you're ready to share what Isidore has on you? Ben Russo, what a lovely surprise. Here to book a room? No, I'm here to speak with you. Speak with me about what? You and I need to chat about how you seduced Elvira before she lost her life. What happened? I was stupid, Mom. Not my intelligent son. Don't try to coddle me. What I did was stupid, and I ended up paying the price. Dad knows and he's furious with me. That's the difference between your father and I. No matter what you do, Alan, I won't judge you. I'll be by your side no matter what. What did you do that you feel was so terrible? Isidore isn't blackmailing me. Heidi, you literally lied to the entire family and told them that I didn't come up with the scholarship idea first. Maybe I didn't want your family to see you as a vengeful opportunist. Then why say anything at all? Just tell me what Isidore is blackmailing you with. I am your husband after all. I can help you. Where did you hear something so ridiculous like that from? From Elvira's own words. She wrote it in her diary and I found it. Alright, if you want to know the truth, your aunt had a thing for me back in the day, but I never did anything with her. I didn't come here to let you feed me lies. If it is a lie, then maybe you wouldn't mind if I go to the police with what's in the diary. Better yet, maybe I should read it with your wife Isabel, and we can all laugh together. What do you want, Ben? I want to know what attracted you to a teenage girl who was in a committed relationship while you were already married to a woman you shared a son with. Hey, Nichelle. Hey, how have you been? I've been confused lately. It didn't make sense to me that my own boyfriend wouldn't reach out after he was released from jail, and the charges were dropped against him. I'm sorry about that. After what happened when you last saw me, I didn't want to speak to you till I met you face to face. Here I am. What happened, Zeke? Why were drugs found in your bag? So after Wanda and Udell found out that I lost half of my inheritance to the crypto scam and that I was behind the AI attacks, they took half of my Russo Jewelers shares. They also took half of Dad's shares. I can see why your father's angry. Running that company is very important to him. Throughout the years that I was married to him, it was like he loved Russo Jewelers more than life itself. And he'll never forgive me. Don't think about all that, Alan. I understand that you're hurting right now. What your father doesn't understand is that you invested into crypto to please the family. But when the family finds out that I lost half of my inheritance and lost half of my shares to the Mitchells, then I'll only bring them shame. They won't find out from my lips. I promise. I know for sure that your father wouldn't let it slip either. I also promise to help you get your shares back. Don't focus on helping me, Gianni. We need to put our focus on helping our son. Don't use Max as an excuse to get out of this conversation. I'm not. The scholarship event is behind us. So is Thanksgiving. We should focus our attention on making sure that our son doesn't receive a criminal record. Luckily for you, Harley is still willing to defend Max and make sure that he doesn't face prison time for something he didn't do. I know the ADA who is prosecuting Max. Owen Grant can be very convincing. Either Harley will have to be more convincing or an extremely intelligent jury needs to be chosen. Heidi, I'm giving you this one last chance. If you don't tell me what Essador has on you, then you're on your own whenever he exposes you, because he will. I don't like that you're speaking to me like I was some sort of predator. That word never came out of my mouth. But I want you to imagine something, Devante. You have a daughter who is close to Elvira's age before she passed. How would you feel if a married man in his early 20s came after her? I'm already stressed with the teenage boyfriend my daughter already has. I don't need added stress on thinking about a hypothetical lover. But you had no problem going after Elvira when she was 17. It was a 5-year difference. The two of us would chat on a few occasions, and there was this connection between us. A connection neither of us could control. She was beautiful. She obviously thought I was attractive. One thing led to another. Is that what it was? You never really cared about my aunt? It was all about lust with you? So you mean to tell me that someone just randomly planted the drugs in your bag? I don't think it was random, Nichelle. Either my bag was close enough to reach, or they thought it was easy for me to be seen as guilty because I ain't got money like most of the kids here. And you didn't notice a bag of drugs inside of your school bag? If I did, then I wouldn't have let the cops search my bag. Most of all, I wouldn't risk getting arrested in front of you. Do you believe me? Zeke, seeing the cop take drugs out of your school bag was a huge shock to me. I did want to hear your side of things. This is the last time I'll ask. Are you telling me the truth? The district attorney's office believed me. That's why they dropped the charges. I really hope that you believe me, Nichelle. I hope that you believe how hurt I was to be arrested in front of the girl that I love. Love? Yes, Nichelle. I'm in love with you. Do you love me too, or am I just looking stupid while I run my mouth? How do you plan to get the shares back? I'm the parent. You let me worry about all of that. Let me prove to you that I'm the parent that you can always count on. Like I told you, Gianni, there's nothing for Essador to expose. And like I told you, I don't believe you're being straight with me. Believe what you want. You knew that when you married me, that I wasn't some sort of princess who needed saving. After almost reaching my 50s and raising 2 sons, I still don't need saving. I did genuinely care about Elvira. What did Elvira say about me in that diary? Don't worry about that. I suggest you worry about the fact that someone other than Wanda Mitchell knows that you cheated on your wife with my underage aunt. Thanks for taking the time in your day to speak with me. Yes, Zeke, I do love you, which is why it would break my heart if I find out that you're being dishonest with me. Nichelle, I love you too much to see you hurt. The two of us love each other. Can't we just put all of this behind us? Can't we just move forward and try to make each other happy? Okay. We both admitted that we had these feelings for one another. Maybe we can explore them? Maybe. Don't try to coddle me. What I did was stupid, and I ended up paying the price. Dad knows, and he's furious with me. Someone at the office isn't afraid of you, Mom. They had me arrested at school. I've never been so embarrassed in my life. My face is probably all over the internet. How am I even gonna have a future in the family company after this? Don't worry about that. I suggest you worry about the fact that someone other than Wanda Mitchell knows that you cheated on your wife with my underage aunt. Thanks for taking the time in your day to speak with me. Hey, Gianni. Hey, I really like the Christmas decorations you got here. Thanks. I'm so glad you called me here, Quinlan. I can't even begin to tell you how Thanksgiving went at my family's estate. Before you go any further, I called you here to tell you something very important. Is everything okay? Gianni, what's going on between us needs to come to an end. What are you doing here? To ask you how you could turn your back on our son when he needs you most. What's going on, Devante? You dropped the ball, Wanda. What are you talking about? Ben Russo found the diary. He knows that I had an affair with Elvira, and that you knew all along. Vanessa, get away from me. Can you at least tell me how JJ's doing? Is that it? Have you grown bored of me, Quinlan? I haven't. That makes things even more confusing. Why don't you want to see me anymore? Because this thing between us, our little affair, it's run its course, Gianni. Really? I feel the exact opposite. We can't continue seeing each other if we feel differently about how this should go forward. There's more to what you're saying. Why do you really want to stop seeing me? Should I be glad to know that you haven't changed much after the divorce? You came into my office complaining and expect me to be a psychic who reads minds. Alan told me everything. He told me how he lost half of his inheritance after investing in crypto, how he was behind the AI tax against Wanda, and how Wanda and Udell have half of his shares along with half of yours. Can you keep your voice down? It pains me to know that when Alan screws up, he goes on crying to mommy, which is what he's supposed to do. Alan is an adult now. He's 19. He's still my child. He's still our child, who we're supposed to protect. But clearly you haven't done a good job with that, Isidore, since Alan got into the mess he's in right now. What? You heard me. Why are you telling me this now? Why didn't you tell me this over the phone? Some things are better to be said in person. You should know, Wanda. You were the one who told me to my face that Ben was looking for the diary. Now he's found it. Where? He didn't say, but he's got it. All because you forgot that he was searching for it. I never forgot. If you didn't forget, then how come Ben came to my business asking me why I hooked up with his late aunt? He did the very thing that neither of us wanted him to do. Why didn't you keep a close eye on him, like you said you would? You don't get to ask about my little brother, even after he was gone for days. He's been found and he's safe now. I don't need you pretending like you care. I'm not pretending. Oh, really? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember you offering to be his friend. Not that he didn't make plenty of friends here, but you were more focused on trying to get me to go out with you and never once asked about JJ's well-being. Gianni, you've been good to me. You're a kind man, and you've been kind to me as well, which is why I don't want to let you go. That's not your choice to make. Even though we've been kind to one another, it doesn't mean that we should continue seeing each other like this. You had to have known that our affair wouldn't go on forever. Right now, your family's going through a tough time with what your son Max is going through. I think that you and Heidi need to focus on him. Quinlan, are you seeing someone else? So just because I got full custody of Alan, I'm to blame for his actions? Do you think I wanted him to make me lose shares to Russo Jewelers? As if he did it intentionally. All he wanted to do was make your family proud. All our son wanted to do was make you proud. But of course, your arrogance won't let you see that. Are you even trying to figure out how to get his shares back? Of course I am, Harley. Again, it's not just his shares that need to go back to its rightful place. As long as you do your job, Maximilian won't serve prison time over Yvette Mitchell's lies. Once he's found not guilty, then I plan to sue the Mitchells for libel. At first I was gonna sue them for Wanda's shares to Confidence Designs. Now I'm gonna give them an option on either handing the shares back or going to court for them. You're playing the long game? Those shares are Alan's birthright. Have you actually gone soft, Isidore? There's no way you can speed up the process? Are you telling me that you can't somehow manipulate your way of getting those shares back? Have you been living under a rock lately? Did you not hear how Ben's younger brother forced himself on my child? How was I gonna keep Ben close after that? And that's where you messed up, Wanda. You allowed your emotions to get the better of you. What happened to keeping your enemies close, huh? Now your enemy has got leverage over you. Because of that, he can tell Udell that you knew about Elvira and I at any moment. Then let us figure out how we can stop that from happening. Us? We? You're the one who messed up. It's up to you to figure out how to fix this. Excuse me? You started all of this, Devante. Why does it seem like you keep forgetting that you're the one who slept with Elvira when you were a married man, and you were supposed to make sure that Ben didn't find that out? Lo and behold, he did find out. It's up to you to make sure that he keeps his mouth shut, unless you want to see your marriage crumble when Udell finds out what you've kept from him all of this time. Look. The only reason why I wasn't friends with JJ is because I didn't want to seem like I was using him to get to you. Again, it's hard to believe a word that comes out of your mouth, Max. Maybe you'll believe this. Would you believe it when I tell you how embarrassed and hurt I was when I was arrested in school? Duh. Anyone would feel that way. Zeke Franklin must have felt that way when he was arrested, the same day that you were taken out in handcuffs, might I remind you. Knowing that all those eyes were on me wasn't even the worst part. It was the very fact that you saw me get handcuffed which hurt the most. Why would another man have to be the reason for me to end things with you, Gianni? Can you answer my question? I'm not seeing anyone else. Let me make something clear. Progressing in my career is very important to me. That doesn't erase the fact that I would like a solid, stable relationship in the future. I can't have one if I'm still seeing you, and I certainly can't have one with you. Quinlan, you've been such a bright spot in my life ever since we started seeing each other. It's going to be very difficult to let you go. The best advice I can give you is to work hard to let me go. I really did appreciate the time we spent together. Maybe we can still be friends, but not with benefits. That's all I needed to tell you, Gianni. See you around. I hope. Hopefully. No, I haven't gone soft, Harley. Unlike our son, I'm trying to be smart. He is smart. His decisions say otherwise. I'm not saying that to sound mean, I'm just calling it how it is. Now, you've heard my plan and I'm not changing it. I was expecting you. Maybe you should have thought about all of that before you forced yourself on Yvette. Is that it, Max? Did you force her to stay quiet? I'm really hoping that you see the truth soon, Vanessa. That way you can see how cruel you can be. Cruel? How rich? Speaking of truth and honesty, it was actually Yvette who told my family what was going on with JJ that could help us figure out why he disappeared in the first place. What about what I did for your family? What did you do, Max? I love to hear it. Which is why it would break my heart if I find out that you're being dishonest with me. Nichelle, I love you too much to see you hurt. The two of us love each other. Can't we just put all of this behind us? Are you even trying to figure out how to get his shares back? I was expecting you. It looks like Devontae told you that I got a hold of the diary. Hopefully you didn't come here to ask me to get rid of it. What do you plan to do now, Ben? Why is that any of your concern? I was wondering when we would run into each other. We shouldn't be speaking to each other. We shouldn't, but I still want an answer. What answer? Why did you lie, Yvette? Why would you want to paint me as some sick monster? Harley, what have I done to deserve a visit from you? I came here to offer you something in exchange for my son's shares to Russo Jewelers. Don't stress, Ronnie. I've got the drugs kept in a safer place now. You better. I don't want to hear about no more screw-ups. Most of all, I don't want you speaking to any cops till you get a lawyer. That ain't all. We're gonna have to figure out who snitched on you. None of my concern? Ben, if Udell finds out what I've kept from him all of these years, then it could possibly destroy my marriage. Then why did you keep it from him all of this time? Elvira swore me to secrecy, unless you wanted me to dishonor your aunt's wishes. It's not about dishonoring Elvira's wishes. Look, I get that Elvira wanted you to keep Udell from knowing that Devontae seduced her, but it doesn't erase the fact that she was a 17-year-old girl. After her life was taken, you should have known that any small detail could have helped solve her case. I didn't lie, Max. Are you kidding me? No one else is around. You and I both know what happened that night. Unless this is your attempt of believing your own lie. We both know that I didn't go over your house to hook up with you. It was you who invited me to stay longer when you know that I only stopped by to your house to speak with your parents. And you were the one who left the condom on the floor. On top of that, we both know that I didn't force you to stay. Don't you think that I would have rather been in trouble with my parents, Yvette? Were you that willing to get out of trouble that you made this huge lie? Instead, you made both of our lives 10 times more complicated. Do you hate me that much? Sounds like you know what Alan's been up to. And I'm sorry for the trouble that my son put you and your family through. Except, it doesn't seem like he's sorry at all, since he's not here with you apologizing out of his own mouth. Besides, an apology won't make up for the damage that your son caused. That's why Wanda and I have got his shares. But those shares don't belong to you, Udell. And Confidence Designs never belonged to Alan. That didn't stop him from going after my wife's business. This is where my offer comes in. If you hand over Alan's shares back to him, then I'll drop Max Russo as a client and you can keep Esidore's shares. Deal? I really can't think of anyone who would try to snitch on me. No one I sold the product to got in any trouble when I got arrested. Maybe the student made some sort of deal. That can't be right. The cops never asked me if I sold drugs to a specific student. After I got released, I know that the parents would have been upset that I was allowed back at school. Maybe someone overheard something. Maybe. But I think I got another idea of who wanted me to get caught with the product. Who? Devontae Torres. May I remind you that I was 17 as well when Elvira lost her life? Here's the difference. You grew up. Elvira didn't get that chance. Can you just let me explain? When Elvira lost her life, I still couldn't bring myself to say anything. It was like if I told, then I would have dishonored her final wish. The more that time passed, the harder it was to say anything. I had already fallen in love with Udell and I couldn't lose him. As if that's supposed to make it better. That's why you were quiet this whole time? Just to keep some guy? Were you relieved when you heard that Elvira was seduced by Devontae? You've got no right to ask me that question, Ben. That's all it was, a question. I would have never stolen Udell from Elvira when she was alive. but instead you waited for him to drop her so that you can swoop in and mend his broken heart. Just tell me what you really came here for, Wanda. Please don't tell Udell, especially since my family is already going through a lot. I don't hate you, Max. Yet another lie. Don't you realize how miserable my life has been? I got arrested in school. Vanessa gets sick every time she sees me. People are arguing about whether I'm guilty or not when we both know I didn't do anything to you. You did do something to me. Cut it out, Yvette. You know what I mean. You never had to come over my house. That's true. I've been regretting that decision ever since the cops showed up at my door questioning if I forced myself on you. But here's the crazy part. You didn't have to lie. Just tell the truth. I am telling the truth. Yvette, I am begging you. Do I have to go on my knees? Because I will if I have to in order to make this all stop. If you tell the truth, then I'll beg your parents to go easy on you. I'll get my family to back off. All you have to do is drop the charges. But Isidore wasn't the one who made the AI attacks. Your son did. And where do you think he learned that behavior from? It wasn't from me. I lost custody, remember? Let's say that you were the moral parent, which is hard to believe since you defended your ex-husband in court not too long ago against my client. That was business. You should understand that. As I was saying, after you lost custody, you left town. Doesn't that make you responsible for how Alan turned out as well? Even if I stayed in Valley Park, Isidore would have still gotten more of an influence on Alan. I did my best to look out for my son from afar, but Isidore's hold on him was just too strong. When Isidore found out what Alan did to Wanda, did he encourage him to stop what he was doing and make things right with your wife? No. Punish Isidore, not my son. Nah, that can't be right. Devontae would know that getting you in trouble would make the boss lose money. I think Devontae cares more about having me out of his daughter's life. What did I tell you? I told you that staying with Michelle would only cause trouble. She ain't the problem, but you're saying that her pops is. You gotta drop her. I'll keep it from Udell. Thank you. But clearly, you're not willing to drop the charges against my little brother. If Max goes down, then prepare to explain to your husband why you kept such a huge secret from him for 20 years. Now get out. If you don't get out of my way, Max, then I'll scream and make sure that more people take my side. You are one cold person. It makes me sick that you've got people thinking that I'm the monster. Just because your son has Isidore Russo as a father doesn't dissolve him from consequences, Harley. Alan wanted to play adult games, so he needs to face adult consequences. Is that it, Udell? Do you really want me to drag your daughter in court? You've seen me in action. You know how dirty I can paint her. Get out of my office. Be grateful that I've only got your son's shares instead of leaking to the whole world how idiotic and wicked he is. I already told you that I ain't gonna let her go. Plus, I convinced her that the drugs in my bag weren't mine. That don't matter to Devontae. If you're right, then he's gonna do whatever it takes to get you out of the picture. Don't you see that staying with Michelle could cost you your life? Don't you see that staying with Michelle could cost you your life? But clearly, you're not willing to drop the charges against my little brother. If Max goes down, then prepare to explain to your husband why you kept such a huge secret from him for 20 years. Now get out. Devontae, didn't I tell you to refer to me as Mr. Torres? How dare you show up to my business? 'Cause I got business here. You know what, Zeke? Maybe if you weren't a danger to my daughter, I might actually like you just a tiny bit more for being a funny guy. What business do you possibly think you have here? I think you already know. Hi, Max. How was school today? Terrible. I think that I made things worse. What are you talking about? Hey, Wanda. How's your day been? It was okay. It definitely doesn't seem like it went well. Why do you look troubled? I just need to speak with a few more people, Quinlan. That way we can both discuss what I've gathered from everyone. Maybe the two of us can discuss all of this over dinner. Where's the diary? Zeke, if I knew, then I wouldn't have asked in the first place. I don't have time for your games. And I don't got time for yours, respectfully. Boy, I don't need you talking smart to me in my business. Or what, Mr. Torres? Are you gonna have me taken out? Is that how you want to get rid of me since you couldn't get rid of me by putting me in prison? Who sent that to you? A friend of mine from school. It looks like it's gone viral. Max, why on earth would you even speak to Yvette, let alone get anywhere near her? We ran into each other, Mom, and you should have walked the opposite direction. Don't you understand how bad this viral photo will make you look? I'm sorry. I just wanted Yvette to tell the truth. All I wanted was to make all of this stop. It's nothing, Udell. Are you sure you're not sick? I'm sure. Be honest with me. You look worn out. Stop worrying. What about you? How was your day? Full of surprises. Why do you say that? Harley Drake came by my office. About Yvette's case? Yes and no. What does that mean? She stopped by to ask for Alan's shares back. Just Alan's shares. In exchange, she would drop Max Russo as a client. Hopefully you didn't accept the offer. I didn't. Good. Because her son needs to pay for what he put me through, just like Max needs to pay for what he put our daughter through. What do you want with my aunt's diary, Finnegan? It's a vital piece in helping to solve your aunt's case. Too bad. You had 20 years to try and locate this diary. And that's another thing, Ben. Where exactly did you find it? That's only for me to know. Besides, I'm not sure if you want this diary to help solve Elvira's case. I'm 100% sure that you want to store it away so that you're not exposed for having an affair with my mother. I have no idea what you're talking about. Just cause I do what I do, don't make me stupid. That's debatable. Besides, how were you able to get the DA's office to drop you? Maybe the boss put in a good word for me. Cause if I went down, then the boss would have lost out on some big money. Not possible. I know that District Attorney Russo wouldn't have any connections with your boss or anyone like your boss. You seem pretty curious about my arrest for someone who had nothing to do with it. Besides, I was able to convince Michelle that the drugs in my bag was some sort of misunderstanding. That would have been the perfect opportunity for you to be honest with my daughter and drop her. Would you have wanted me to tell Michelle how and why you wanted me to drop her too? Because of your connection to the boss? What about Mrs. Torres? Does your wife know about what you do in private? Son, Yvette Mitchell is in too deep into this lie. She won't admit the truth. And it won't be over until we can prove your innocence in court. Because you didn't ignore Yvette. You gave her an advantage. Now it looks like you were harassing her. But I wasn't. We know you didn't, son. But when the general public sees this, a lot of people will have their own views even if they're completely wrong. Listen to your father, Max. The way you're framed in this photo is the image of a vengeful attacker. And the sad part is that you won't be able to tell people that this photo is fake. Now isn't the time to stress out. From now on, we gotta fight this battle with confidence. Our daughter will get justice. I am just so sick of that family. I swear, if I looked into a crystal ball and saw what was going on right now, it just makes me wonder. Wonder about what? Whether I would have been friends with Elvira in the first place. Why do I feel like there's something deeper to what you're saying, Wanda? As if I'd let the public know about your mother and I. I'm only here because your mother told me that you're in possession of vital evidence. Cut the crap, Finnegan. You're only here because my mother had no idea what else to do when I found out about your dirty little secret, just like Elvira did all those years ago. You're only here to make sure that I keep my mouth shut. I'll only tell you this once. If you keep trying to snatch my aunt's diary away from me, then I'll make sure to expose you to all of Valley Park, because I think the town deserves to know everything that's inside of the diary if you honestly do plan to use it to help solve the case. Are you sure you want to do that, Ben? Do you really want to put your mother to shame? I'm already ashamed and disgusted by the very knowledge that you and my mom had a thing together and still do. According to your mother, the two of us are over. You two should have never began. If I can't have the diary, then what? I should rely on you to solve the case? Let me worry about that. On top of that, don't even bother trying to break into my office or condo. Elvira's diary will be with me wherever I go. Don't worry about what my family does or doesn't know. They're my family. Clearly, I ain't gonna get an answer out of you. I guess if you ain't man enough to tell me the truth to my face, then you also ain't man enough to try to get rid of me permanently. See you around, Mr. Torres. We all need to stay calm. Freaking out over a simple picture won't get us anywhere. It's not just simple, Gianni. It's viral. And as district attorney, is that enough to convict our son? No, it isn't. Exactly. Max, the truth is that you did nothing to Yvette. We're gonna fight these accusations and make sure that the truth is on our side. Most of all, you avoid Yvette at all costs. Got it? Yes, Dad. Don't look too much into it. I'm just rambling. You've got nothing to worry about. Now that we handled Alan, we can both focus on making sure that Max doesn't get away with what he did to Yvette. All we have to do is stay united as a family. You're stepping on dangerous ground, Ben. As long as Elvira gets justice, then it will all be worth it. You know the way out. Unfortunately for me, my mom isn't the only one who held secrets. Dad, you're not so innocent either. And I can't believe you made your own sister take that secret to the grave. Yes, Nichelle, I'm in love with you. Do you love me too, or am I just looking stupid while I run my mouth? And we're gonna help you every step of the way. We won't leave your side. But son, you're gonna have to accept what is real. The sooner you accept it, the sooner we can get you the help you need. Boy, I don't need you talking smart to me in my business. Or what, Mr. Torres? Are you gonna have me taken out? Is that how you want to get rid of me, since you couldn't get rid of me by putting me in prison? Unfortunately for me, my mom isn't the only one who held secrets. Dad, you're not so innocent either. And I can't believe you made your own sister take that secret to the grave. We're home now. How does it feel to be back, JJ? Ben, I certainly never expected to see you here. When was the last time you even stepped foot into Russo Jewelers? Please, Dad. I didn't come here to have small talk with you. I know that, son. What exactly are you here for? Did you stop by to finally explain why you only showed up to the estate for Thanksgiving for like 5 seconds? Because I couldn't stay there, knowing that Mom cheated on you with Finnegan Burke 20 years ago. Yes, Zeke, I'm alone. What do you need to say to me that you couldn't tell me at school? That I love you? And you couldn't tell me this at school? What, you don't love me? You know I do. But I know that we're not that sort of couple that tells each other that we love one another for like 5 hours. Since we admitted how much we love each other, I just wanted to know what the next step for us will be. Okay, Devante, what is your problem with Zeke Franklin now? I need you to teach that boy a lesson. I know it feels like forever since you've been home, but that's what this place is. Home. JJ, qui j'ennuie? Content weu. Alright, Papa. Willing to have a peace offering with a hug? Sure, Vanessa. It really is good to have you back home. How does it feel to be back? Different? Where did you find this out, Ben? Dad, do you mind telling me why you don't look too surprised? This isn't the place to talk about this. Can we talk somewhere more private? You're about to leave work, and no one would dare barge into your office. I'm comfortable talking right here, right now. Well, I'm not comfortable, okay? I'm not comfortable with talking about how my wife was unfaithful to me at my place of work. Like I said, you don't look too surprised. Dad, not only do I know that Mom cheated on you with Finnegan, but I also know that you knew all along. That's not even the worst part. What could be worse than finding out that your mother dishonored her vows? Do you mind telling me what you did when you found out? Why didn't you divorce her? I couldn't do that to you, Ben. You were like 5. I couldn't let you grow up in separate homes. Besides, how can you ask me that? You saw that your mother and I worked it out, didn't you? Max wouldn't even have existed if I never forgave her. Did you, Dad? When did you forgive Mom? After you knew that the affair was over, or after you ran Finnegan Burke over with your car all those years ago? I feel like the next step is to hold on to each other for as long as possible. That's a given, Nichelle. The problem is that I feel like your dad is going to try to make sure that we don't stay together long. Don't worry about that. He understands that the drugs found in your bag was a huge misunderstanding. It's one thing to say it, but it's another thing to believe it. Don't worry, Zeke. Unless there's something that you know that I don't. Devante, you don't get to make a request like that without letting me know exactly what's going on. The other day, Zeke came here accusing me of getting him arrested. Did you? We've already gone through this. I had nothing to do with the cops finding the drugs in his bag. I would never lie to you, Adaku. My point is that it's the principle. Zeke overstepped his boundaries and he needs to get the message. Qui ça différent? I was home one moment, then the next moment, it's Christmas. We had the decorations up to brighten the mood when you get back home. Since you weren't here for Thanksgiving, we wanted you to look forward to spending Christmas with us, JJ. I'm sorry. You don't need to apologize, baby. Your mother's right. What matters is that you're home and that you're safe. Do you like the decorations? You could have used a bit more lights. Maybe the next time I have a psychotic break, you can wait a bit longer before putting up those decorations. That way we can spend Christmas with the JJ touch. At least you still got your sense of humor. What sucks is that the voices didn't agree. They still don't. I see that you can't deny it. Ben, I'm gonna ask you again. Where did you even hear about any of this? From Elvira's own words. What? Did you ever wonder what happened to her diary all those years ago? She wrote it in there. Elvira wrote about how she confronted you when you weren't home the night that Finnegan was involved with a hit and run outside of his place. Gianni, it's not a coincidence. A hit and run, Elvira? Are you serious? Why would I run over a detective? Because that very same detective has been sleeping with your wife. What? Don't act surprised. I know. But so do you. Finnegan didn't get hit by someone who was scared and didn't know what to do after. He faced the wrath of a man who was enraged when you discovered that your wife, the mother of your son, was cheating on you behind your back and all you saw was red. It was like that whenever I was young. Whenever I chew on your action figures, draw on your homework, or get annoyed when I couldn't shut my mouth, you would get so enraged and only Nona and Dad would be able to calm you down. Instead, they should have gotten you into counseling because you can't think clearly and you can't control yourself when you're angry, Gianni. Don't tell anyone any of this. What? Don't mention Heidi and Finnegan's affair to anyone unless you want to see me go to jail. Unless you want to bring shame to this family. If not, then I suggest you keep your mouth shut. Fine, I won't deny it. But what do you plan to do with the information that you have now? Nah, it ain't nothing like that to show. Besides, I ain't called to talk about your dad. You wanted to know how we go on now that we know how we really feel about each other. What do you have in mind? What do two people who love each other usually do? You tell me. I've never been in love before, Zeke. Neither have I. But I want to show you how much I love you. Like, making love? I find it very interesting that both Zeke and I have pointed fingers at you for having him arrested. Well, I don't find it interesting, Adaku. For the millionth time, I had nothing to do with that. What I'm saying is that Zeke can pose a threat to you. How can a 16-year-old boy possibly be a threat to me? Besides, Zeke wasn't the one who confronted me. Because he doesn't know who he's working for. That doesn't mean that he won't try and find out. And he won't. Especially if you don't let it slip to him. Like I told you, I don't feel threatened by Zeke Franklin. You're the one who feels threatened by him, which is why it seems like you want me to take care of him permanently for your gratification rather than mine. I'm not your little lapdog, where you can just ask me to get rid of your daughter's boyfriend just because you want me to get my hands dirty. Remember what we discussed? Those voices you hear, they're not ever gonna go away. Most of all, they're not real. Are they loud? Their voices are low, but not as loud as before. Good. Just keep taking your medication and be honest in the meetings you attend. Meetings, medication. I really wish that my life didn't become some sort of cage. I know that it's gonna be a tough adjustment. It's gonna be an adjustment for all of us, son. But we're gonna get through this as a family. Most of all, you need to rely on God to help you through this. God's not gonna leave your side, JJ, and neither will we. With everything that Max is going through, do you honestly think that I would put him through any more heartache? You think I want my little brother to know how screwed up you and Mom are? Clearly you're a violent man. Was Elvira afraid of you? Benedict, I know that you see me in a different light at the moment. I wouldn't say that I see you in any sort of light. I'm still your father. No matter what I've done in the past, that's never gonna change. What your mother did with Finnegan behind my back, it enraged me. Just like any married man would be enraged. No matter how angry I was, I would never hurt Sia. Fine. But you better make sure that you and Mom get it together for Max's sake. What you think about that? Zeke, don't you think that it's a bit too early to take such a huge step? You celibate? Definitely not. I do love you though. And as long as we stay together and make each other happy, I would want to take that next step with you. I just want to take things slow. We can still discuss it later, if that's okay with you. I'm good with that. Good. Talk to you later, Zeke. I love you. Love you too. I never once mentioned my daughter, and I never once had an issue with Zeke. It seems like you're trying to create issues for me. I already have enough issues of my own, Devante. So you just want me to allow Zeke to disrespect me whenever he feels like it? Don't cause any problems for him. Do not touch him, not unless you want harm done to you. This conversation is over. I'll only tell you this once. If you keep trying to snatch my aunt's diary away from me, then I'll make sure to expose you to all of Valley Park, because I think the town deserves to know everything that's inside of the diary if you honestly do plan to use it to help solve the case. Are you sure you want to do that, Ben? Do you really want to put your mother to shame? I can feel everything falling apart. I can feel it. It's okay. It's gonna be okay. But we're gonna get through this as a family. Most of all, you need to rely on God to help you through this. God's not gonna leave your side, JJ, and neither will we. Are you sure that you're okay with being back in school? I'm already here, Nichelle, but you can still go back home if you're not up to it. The longer I stay away, the more I'd want to stay away. I'll be fine. Okay, Lissa, the very moment you feel off, call me. JJ, it's so good to see you. How are you doing? Am I a joke to you, Finnegan? I told you that we're done. How come you're calling me? Don't get too excited. This isn't some sort of booty call. I called to see if you could convince your son to hand the diary over to you. Benedict, why am I here? I go by Ben. You're here because I found out something about Elvira. What does that have to do with me? Are you sure that you have no idea at all, Isabel? Like I said, why do you need to speak with me about something you found out about your late aunt? Because I discovered that she discovered that you and my uncle had a one-night stand 20 years ago. Ulissa, not now. Wait, how are you? Why haven't I seen you in school lately? I'm here now, aren't I? Yes, but why haven't you been here before today? Are you okay? Why do you even care, Vanessa? I never stopped caring about you. Do you really expect me to believe that when you avoided me in the first place? Ulissa, I never wanted to avoid you. You're the one who told me to avoid you. You want to know how I'm doing? Well, I understand that demons weren't speaking to me after all. That's a good thing, I guess. It just sucks that I've been diagnosed with an incurable mental illness, schizophrenia to be exact, if it wasn't that obvious. I'm really sorry to hear about that, JJ. Sorry? What do you have to apologize for? This is something that's out of our control. If anyone should apologize, it should be me. I'm the one who made everyone sick with worry by running off like I did. You can't be serious. Ben can't even look at me after he found out about us. I didn't say that getting the diary from him would be easy. Easy, Finnegan? It's not possible. Can you just hear me out? I understand how difficult it would be to convince Ben to hand the diary over. What do you mean you understand? I confronted him at his office. Confronted him? Finnegan, what did you do to my son? Where did you hear this from? I didn't really hear it from anyone. In fact, I read it from Elvira's own words. She had a diary and she wrote all about it. Why is that mistake from my past any of your business? Elvira was my aunt and I loved her very much. Did Isidore ever find out that she knew about the two of you? I never told Isidore that Elvira knew about that night, and I never wanted to think about that night ever again. It was a mistake, and it was a mistake that I wanted to keep in the past. Tough luck. It can't stay in the past as you'd like, Isabel. Elvira's diary is in my possession, and it makes the past feel fresh. Since you know what happened between me and your uncle, What do you plan to do with this information? What are you talking about, Vanessa? Did you forget how you sent me texts telling me to stay away since there was this rift between you and Nichelle after I shared my beliefs with you? I never sent you any texts like that. You mean to tell me that none of these messages came from you? Don't beat yourself up, JJ. You were sick, remember? It doesn't make me feel any less guilty. Anyways, I heard that you told my family that I felt like demons were speaking with me. I'm sorry for breaking your confidence. No one knew where you were, and I didn't know what else to do. I'm not mad at you, Yvette. Actually, and I never thought I would ever do this, but I should be thanking you. Without you, my family would have been clueless about what was going on with me. Even though I don't want to be mentally ill, at least we know what I got. I just really wish that I could go back to how I was before. Chill out, Heidi. I didn't do anything to your precious firstborn. All I did was talk to him and tell him that he was in possession of police evidence. Let me guess. He didn't care because it was clearly obvious that you had ulterior motives. What makes you think that I could do any better? You're the man's mother. That means nothing to Ben now. I'm pretty sure he hates me after finding out what's been going on between you and I. Let's put an end to this call, just like I put an end to our affair. Your advice won't get us anywhere. Goodbye. Hey, I'm not finished talking with you. Who's got you so upset so early in the morning? Here's what I don't plan to do. I don't plan to tell your husband about your infidelity, as long as you don't tell Isidore about what I uncovered. Okay, do you plan to confront Isidore about this? You don't need to worry about that, Isabel, because I can't face your uncle if you tell him that you know about what happened all of those years ago. I just can't. I don't really care to know what drew you to my uncle that night, but you should have thought about that before you let him into your home. And I've regretted it ever since, Ben. Is that why you're here? Do you think I wanted to hurt Elvira because she found out? Those words never came out of my mouth, so I'd appreciate if you not add words to my mouth. All I'm sure of is that you're not the only person who had a secret which Elvira knew about. But that doesn't stop me from being added to your suspect list, does it? I never sent those texts. This is your name. This is your number. Still, I never once even seen them on my phone when I kept calling you. You saw the text, Ulissa. You, or someone who I thought was you, told me to block your number. And you didn't think to try and call my phone and try and hear my voice? From what I read in the text, it didn't seem like you were willing to speak over the phone. Vanessa, I never wanted to stop being your friend. It really hurt me losing you as a friend, and I missed being your friend too. Look, I'm sorry that I avoided you when you had no idea what was going on. I should have worked hard to communicate with you. All of these months lost, and it could have been resolved by a simple conversation like this. I really hope that you can forgive me. I hope you can forgive me for not being able to communicate with you either. You're forgiven. But who would take your phone and send me those sort of hurtful texts? Who else do you think? Nichelle? You've got schizophrenia. So what? I bet the old you is still inside. You just gotta figure out how to be you while dealing with this disease. Enough about me. How have you been? Okay. Just okay? Are you sure that you're not going crazy over the photo of you and Max going all over the internet? I think Max would be the one going crazy. From what I saw, the picture is in my favor. It's actually physical proof that could help Max pay for what he did to me. It's none of your business, Terry. Well, forgive me for trying to be a caring wife. Stop trying then. You should know that you suck at it. All I'm trying to do is wrap my mind around why anyone would take the life of a 17-year-old girl. Since Elvira uncovered a lot of secrets, it seemed like someone had the most to gain by getting rid of her. Let me explain to you that I have the most to lose for even attempting something like that. I'm a wife and a mother. For 20 years, I've worked hard to keep my family together. I already took one risk, having a one-night stand with Isidore. I wasn't going to take another risk. Can I go now? I won't stop you. Hey Quinlan, Isabel just stopped by. I'm still gonna have to be 100% sure that Isidore had no idea of Elvira's knowledge about the two of them. Now I can have a serious chat with my dear uncle. But who would take your phone and send me those sort of hurtful texts? Who else do you think? Nichelle? Yvette Mitchell's testimony lines up with the evidence which was found. Owen Grant? If you want to have a successful future in this town, then I strongly suggest you drop those charges against my son. I think Max would be the one going crazy. From what I saw, the picture is in my favor. It's actually physical proof that could help Max pay for what he did to me. I'm still gonna have to be 100% sure that Isidore had no idea of Elvira's knowledge about the two of them. Now I can have a serious chat with my dear uncle. Ulissa, is everything okay? No, Nichelle, it isn't. What did you do to my sister this time, Vanessa? What did I do? Vanessa didn't do anything, Nichelle. The two of us are friends again. What? Ulissa, you can't let her back into your life. Not after the way she treated you. Don't you mean the way that you treated me? JJ, I heard that you were back home. Are you okay? Maybe I'd be doing much better if you left Yvette alone. Thank you for meeting us here, Mr. Grant. You're welcome, Mr. Mitchell. Mrs. Mitchell, it's nice to meet you. First, we just want to thank you for taking our daughter's case. We know how much of a risk it was for you to press charges against Max Russo. Benedict, I'm really impressed by the setup of your PI firm. It's very cozy. I didn't call you here to get complimented by Yutsio. That's when you were supposed to say thank you. It would be appreciated. It would also have been appreciated if you were honest about how Beast Nono, Dante, really passed away all those years ago. Ulissa, what are you even talking about? Don't try to talk to me like I'm stupid. I'm not. Then just be honest with your sister. A few months ago, I got text messages from Ulissa's phone telling me to stay away. The weird thing is that when Ulissa and I spoke about it, those texts weren't on her phone, but they were still on mine. Then it made me wonder who had the chance to take my phone and text Vanessa that sort of message, then delete them. Most of all, I thought about who would gain something from my friendship with Vanessa ending. That led me back to you, Nichelle. I want the truth, and I want it now. Of course. Since Vanessa thinks I'm guilty, you think that I'm guilty too. Can you blame me? With your track record, it makes it hard to take your side, Max. What track record? You constantly going after my sister when she told you multiple times to leave her alone. Why is everyone forgetting the fact that I apologized and eventually left Vanessa alone? Would you have left her alone if my dad didn't confront you about it? Making sure that your daughter and girls like your daughter get justice is worth the risk. It really shouldn't be a risk, but I'm glad that someone like you works in the DA's office. To be fair, it does make sense if DA Russo decides to put a target on my back. I am going after her youngest son after all. Well, she needs to accept the fact that her baby boy is far from innocent. Since Heidi is district attorney, is there any way that she can make sure that we don't have to wait a few years until we can take this case to trial? Your beast no passed away of a heart attack. Stop it, Isidore. We both know there's more to it. Much more. Why are you acting like there was some sort of conspiracy? Where's this coming from? Elvira's diary. What? Theo, for as long as I've been alive, I've never seen you shook like this. That must mean that this is something you can't lie your way out of. Don't even try to act like you don't know where I got this diary from. We both know that Terry Burke held onto it for all these years. Where's the diary, Benedict? You're in no position to make any demands. How long did you plan on keeping this a secret? Were you really willing to let Nono go to his grave without knowing the truth of what happened to his father? So all of a sudden you care about your Nono? If you really care that much, then you'll keep it to yourself so that you can keep your Nono from entering an early grave. Fine. So you'll admit it? Yes. When you left the room, I noticed your phone was still there and unlocked it to make sure that you and Vanessa weren't friends anymore. Nichelle, you are something else. All of the months wasted and I could have still been friends with you, Lissa? Don't act like your friendship would have done her any favors. I never once lied to her. Most of all, I never once told her that someone she cared about didn't care about her. Don't you understand how manipulative that is? And you don't think that you've been manipulative? Do you understand what my sister has gone through? Did Ulissa tell you that she's been forcing herself to throw up every single thing she digested? Nichelle, what? And you don't think that telling her she would be on her way to hell would mess with her head? Nichelle, stop it. I already told you that Vanessa was only sharing her faith, sharing her truth. On top of that, I've been having issues before I even met Vanessa. And being friends with her will only cause the issues to get worse. Ulissa, I'm trying to protect you. Forget this. I'm out of here. We're not done yet. What else could you possibly have to say to me, JJ? I want to make sure that you don't keep on harassing Yvette. Let me say this to you once. I never forced myself on Yvette and I never harassed her. That photo that's been going around the internet tells a different story. You're right. It does tell a different story. It tells a false story. Besides, I never knew that you and Yvette were such good friends. I wouldn't say that we're close friends, but I'm beginning to consider her to be a friend. As her friend, I believe her and I'll look out for her. I might be on meds, but they certainly work, and I know that I'm not crazy when I tell you that I saw how angry you looked in that photo. I'm gonna work hard to make sure that the trial takes place early next year. Good. The last thing we need is Harley Drake perfecting some sort of legal plan to get Max Russo out of this. Speaking of Harley Drake, are you aware of her reputation, Mr. Grant? I am. I know how brutal she can be in the courtroom, but I can be just as brutal, Mr. Mitchell. I won't be intimidated by her. My main concern isn't Harley winning. What I'm concerned about is Heidi doing whatever she can to make sure that her son doesn't face the consequences of his actions. How stupid do you think I am? You're not concerned about Nono going into an early grave. What you're worried about is him finding out that you knew what Terry did all those years ago and not appointing you as the next CEO of Russo Jewelers. Even back then, you didn't want Elvira to expose the truth just so you could use Terry for your own personal gain. For some reason, she decided to keep quiet about your one-night stand with Isabel Torres. Isabel? Elvira knew about Isabel? So you didn't know that Elvira found out? No! She wrote about that in her diary too? What other secrets does she have written inside, Benedict? That's for me to know, Isidore. I find it interesting that you're not asking me to keep quiet. Maybe it was easier for you to keep Elvira quiet since she was younger. Am I right? Did you intimidate Elvira so much that she wasn't even brave enough to tell you that she knew about you and Isabel? Vanessa, can you leave me alone with my sister? Of course. How could you just tell Vanessa my issues like that? Ulissa, I didn't mean to do that. I was just angry. But you meant to make her think that I didn't want to be friends with her. You meant to make me think that she didn't want to be friends with me for months. I'm sorry that I hurt you. I really am. But my only concern was making sure that I protected you. There was nothing to protect me from, Nichelle. Oh, really? If I didn't tell mom and dad that you had an eating disorder, then you would be in a terrible condition. That's what you're gonna do? Get caught in a lie and throw my issues in my face? You know that's not what I'm trying to do. Actions speak louder than words. I don't need your protection. Most of all, I don't trust you. And knowing that you lied to me all this time, I'm not sure if I can ever trust you again. This conversation is pointless, JJ. There's no convincing you that I'm innocent. All I can tell you is to watch your back when it comes to Yvette. I wouldn't be concerned about Heidi. If something goes wrong with the trial, then it will be obvious that she played a hand in it. Wanda, I told you that you don't have to worry. Yvette's case is in very good hands. What will it take for you to be quiet? Leave Max alone. What does Maximilian have to do with any of this? He told me that you approached him about that bug in your room. You? You had my room bugged? Don't you realize that you gave the Mitchells an advantage? The same people who are going after your brother? How would your parents feel about that? And how would your parents feel about everything I know about you? Leave Max alone, keep your mouth shut, and I'll keep my mouth shut. If Elvira can look at you now, you might remember her as some sort of angel, but she was just as screwed up as everyone else around here. She saw herself as some sort of heroine when she held power over the secrets that others kept. Elvira used to look down at our family's methods. Look at you, Benedict. Here you are making those same methods. If Elvira saw how you turned out, she would have turned her back on you too. I don't need your protection. Most of all, I don't trust you. And knowing that you lied to me all this time, I'm not sure if I can ever trust you again. I never told Isidore that Elvira knew about that night, and I never wanted to think about that night ever again. It was a mistake, and it was a mistake that I wanted to keep in the past. It would also have been appreciated if you were honest about how Beast Nono, Dante, really passed away all those years ago. Hey Nichelle, you ready to talk more about our next step? Please, Zeke. Making love to you is the last thing that's on my mind. Did I do something wrong? No, it's not you. I'm the one in the wrong. Were you followed? I'm pretty sure I wasn't. You afraid that someone's gonna figure out that we've got a thing for each other? You know that's not what I'm concerned about, Quinlan. What concerns me is the thought of someone hurting you. Hey, Mom. Am I allowed to call you that, or should I still call you Isabel? It looks like you're stressed out about Cousin Ben knowing about my illicit conception. At least you got rid of me, right? Who knows how Ben would have reacted if he found out that you also terminated the pregnancy. What's the matter with you? Is there something that you would like to tell me, Terry? What could you have done that was so bad? I lied to my sister. Lied to her about what? Do you know how Ulysses stopped being friends with Vanessa? Yeah, but what's that got to do with you? I'm the one who ended their friendship. I unlocked Ulysses' phone when she wasn't around and pretended that I was her, telling Vanessa to stay away, and I guess Ulysses found out. So did Vanessa. The two of them are friends again, and Yulissa is furious with me. Can't say I blame her. Knowing how I am, I know that I would be mad if someone close to me lied to me for months. Do you really think that everyone you confronted would harm me? Even your parents? All I know is that Elvira knew every one of their secrets and ended up losing her life. I'm still not sure if any of them were responsible, but I know for sure all of them want Elvira's diary destroyed. And they all know that you're in possession of it. Exactly. I know you mentioned my parents. I know for sure that despite how fractured my relationship is with them, that they would never harm me. Still, I don't want to risk you becoming collateral damage. But there is one way to get everyone off of our back. How? When do you plan to release the documentary? Sometime next year? Is there any way that you can speed up the process? Get out of my head. Yeah, that's not possible. I can't leave even if I tried. I get that you tried getting rid of me, but as you can see, I'm still here. And like you mentioned, I'm in your head. That means that it's up to you to get me out of it. Then tell me how. So you can get rid of me again? You already tried pretending that I never existed. Well, I kinda never did, but on the other hand, I did exist because you didn't use this new thing called protection. I think you owe me an apology, Isabel. I would not apologize for doing whatever I could to keep my family together. I refuse to apologize for the existence of my daughters. Well, duh. They're Devontae's kids. If I wasn't Essidor's, then you wouldn't have gotten rid of me in the first place. But you still got rid of me without knowing the facts. I knew that I ended up pregnant because of that night. I'm not doubting that. What I'm trying to say is that you got rid of me without knowing what would happen. Maybe Devontae would have forgiven you. Maybe he would have raised me as his own. My sisters, the children you loved more than me, would probably still exist. Most of all, terminating the pregnancy still didn't give you everything you wanted. Ben still found out, which means that it's more likely that you'll be exposed as an adulteress. What are you even talking about, Essidor? Where's Elvira's diary? I would love to read it. Lately I've been missing her and would love to hear her voice through the words she wrote. Can you hand it over? You know that I can't. You can't? Why not, Terry? Because you know that Ben has the diary. Benedict has the diary? How did that happen? How on earth does my nephew have Elvira's diary when you were supposed to make sure it was safe and secure all these years? He broke into my office when I wasn't around and stumbled across it. How did he know where to look? As if you don't know. Excuse me? You heard me, Essidor. Have you forgotten that Ben was beginning to get suspicious? Did you forget that I shared my concerns with you when Ben was starting to question my connection to your grandparents? Have you forgotten that you didn't take my concerns seriously? Don't start blaming me for what happened when this is all your fault. You made a mistake. That don't make you an awful person. I know that you were only trying to look out for your sister. I still lied though. Because of that, I'm not sure if Yulissa will ever forgive me. You're her sister. She's gonna forgive you. Then it will take a long time because I did something else that was unforgivable. What do you mean? I got so angry with Vanessa that I blurted out that Yulissa has an eating disorder. She didn't want Vanessa to know that yet, and she certainly doesn't want you knowing either. If she found out that I told you, then I would definitely be disowned. I'm not sure if I can do that, Ben. This documentary will either make or break my career as a news reporter. Did you not finish the documentary? It is pretty much finished, and I did speak with everyone I could, but with this diary out there, I wanted to speak with a few more people about it. You can't. If you're gonna have a future, you can't interview anyone about that diary, Quinlan. Just add that you know about the diary and that it's missing. Nothing less, nothing more. Even if I try to speed up the process, I'm still not some big-time news reporter. I don't have the influence to make demands. But you're connected to people with influence, like my grandparents. Tell them that you want to release it as soon as possible, and they'll have your back 100%. Ben, I'm already stressed out enough knowing that my little brother is selling drugs. I don't need the added pressure of taking this sort of risk. What do you want from me? Well, it's kinda late to ask for a mother's love. Maybe you can admit that you made a mistake by robbing me of a birthday and even a childhood. Come on, Isabel. Just imagine. Don't you think that you, me, Devante, and my siblings would have made great memories together? Again, Essador is my father, so maybe I would have been the life of the party in our big happy family. But you lost that opportunity all because you were scared. And it wasn't because you couldn't take care of me financially. Don't try to shift the blame onto me. You don't have a key. You didn't think to lock the door with my late sister's diary inside of your office, and with the knowledge that Benedict was getting suspicious? Yes, I admit that I made a huge mistake. Why can't you admit the mistakes you made, Essador? I told you not to worry, not to be stupid. Again, you left your office door unlocked. Because of that, Benedict snuck in. My question is why you didn't tell me the second Benedict found out. Because he told me not to tell you. You don't answer to Benedict, Terry. You answer to me! Don't sweat it. I ain't gonna tell you, Lissa. It doesn't make me feel any less ashamed. My sister was going through so much in silence. Because of that, because of me, I made her suffer even more, and there's nothing I can do to take it back. You're Quinlan Franklin. I'm sure that you can persuade my grandparents to be your advocate. We both know how persuasive you can be. Maybe I should have kissed you months ago. That way I could have gotten more pep talks from you. Better late than never, right? I have no doubt that you'll get this documentary out before the end of the year. Really, Isabel? Really? I never really asked you for anything. Not that I could have. I asked you for the bare minimum and you still can't do that for me. Why should I be disappointed though? I'm the child you discarded. Guess I could just keep on haunting you. Maybe I can put a curse on you, Isabel. I wish you nothing but misery, lady. I hope that your secret comes to light and that your life comes crumbling down. What do you want me to do? If Benedict tries to reach out, don't say another word. At the moment, he's a loose cannon and there's nothing I have on him to secure his silence. Before we figure out the next move, there's someone else I need to speak with. Don't you understand how manipulative that is? And you don't think that you've been manipulative? Do you understand what my sister has gone through? Did Ulissa tell you that she's been forcing herself to throw up every single thing she digested? Nichelle, maybe I'd be doing much better if you left Yvette alone. Better late than never, right? I have no doubt that you'll get this documentary out before the end of the year. Before we figure out the next move, there's someone else I need to speak with. What are you doing here? Good to see you too, Isabel. And to answer your question, the two of us have a common issue. My nephew knows about our one-night stand, which happened 20 years ago. Miss Franklin, lovely seeing you as always. Lovely seeing you both. What can we do for you, Quinlan? I'm actually here to offer you both something. I'm pretty much finished with the documentary. That's fantastic! Yes. I know that the plan was to get it out into the public sometime next year, but it would be more beneficial to get it out before the end of the year, and I need your help to do it. Hey, Ulissa. How are you doing? Are you asking me that because you know that I have an eating disorder? What's going on, JJ? I wanted to check up on you and make sure that Max didn't approach you again. He didn't, and it would be stupid of him to. Good, because I wasn't sure if I did something to make him go after you. Ben, I knew he would tell you. And he told me that Elvira knew before she lost her life. How come you never said anything, Isabel? Because Elvira gave me her word that she would stay quiet. Come on. You knew my sister. You knew how reckless she was when she was alive. You should have told me when she approached you. How do you think we can help you to get the documentary released early? Even though I was assigned to work on the documentary, I'm still not a big-time reporter. If I ask for the documentary to be released sooner, then I'll most likely be turned down. But Quinlan, why exactly are you so eager for this documentary to be released so quickly? Yulissa, I won't ask unless you're ready to talk about it. To be honest, I'm not sure when I will be ready to talk about it. I'm already going to counseling on top of having this new meal plan, but you already know what's going on, so I might as well explain it to you. Okay, I'm all ears. The floor is yours. You think that since I'm the youngest, I would be considered the apple of my parents' eye. Not that it's what I'm looking for, but that's how it always felt. Nichelle always seemed like my dad's favorite, and Pacho always seemed like my mother's favorite. I knew that they still loved me, but I still felt like second best to my parents. Because of how people always wanted to be around my siblings, I felt like if I wasn't a Torres, then no one would even know that I existed. Is that what triggered your eating disorder? Your siblings always seemed to have gotten much more attention than you? What do you mean by that, JJ? The other day, I confronted Max. He claimed to be innocent and told me to watch my back when it comes to you. You really didn't have to do that. You're a friend, Yvette. Since you're a friend, I'm gonna look out for you. Thanks. I really do appreciate it. But as your friend, I really encourage you to give your life to God. Once you make Jesus the Lord of your life, He's gonna help you through what Max put you through. It's not easy, but God is helping me through my schizophrenia. Still kind of weird to call it my schizophrenia. I owe you nothing, Essador. I never said you owed me anything. I can imagine that after we shared that one night of passion, don't call it that. After that night, when Elvira approached you about what she knew, I can imagine how scared you were. You could have confided in me, Isabel. Confide in you? Those days are long gone. It doesn't make me miss those days even less. At least you didn't always look at me with disgust back then. Because your actions are disgusting, Essador. Please leave before Devante comes in. One last thing. Since I didn't know that Elvira found out about us 20 years ago, I plan to make it up to you. This time, I'll make sure that you don't worry about Ben revealing our secret. With Christmas and New Year's coming up, you two will be entering the 21st year of losing Elvira without knowing who took her from you. On top of that, I've received information about an important piece of evidence. You do? Quinlan, just spit it out. What have you found out? Can you promise me that she won't get mad at Ben? What did Benedict do? And what does this have to do with my daughter's case? When Ben entered middle school, he entered Elvira's room when he knew he wasn't supposed to. What? Why would he do something like that? He was forbidden for even touching the door. Because he wanted to feel closer to Elvira again. He remembered that she had a diary and wanted to read it. To his surprise, he found out that it was nowhere to be found. No. Clarice! The attention that Pacho and Nichelle got are a part of it. After Pacho left, I felt like my whole world was crumbling around me. You don't talk much about your older brother. Why did he leave Valley Park? He never said anything. He still hasn't said anything. All I know is that he left to pursue his goal of making this online retail store. When he left, my dad acted like Pacho never existed. My mom was always sad, and Nichelle just grew bitter. Everything began to get out of control. So the stress was another factor. I tried to keep my family together, but controlling what I ate, controlling what came out, it made me feel like I was strong enough to handle everything that was going on. That was until I lost my strength and started fainting. Twice. Oh my word. Both times, Nichelle saw it. The second time, my parents saw it on Thanksgiving, and Nichelle ran her big mouth and told my parents what was going on with me. Just like she ran her big mouth and told you what was going on. My heart breaks for you. I'm really sorry to hear how much you suffered through. Since Nichelle told me, I've been praying for you, Alyssa. I'm still praying for you. Can God make sure that I don't relapse? Hi, Yvette. Hey, Keith. I never got the chance to tell you, but I'm really sorry to hear about what Max did to you. Thanks. See you later, JJ. Even when I offer my sympathy, she still treats me like crap. Hey, she said thank you, remember? What Max put her through was pretty extreme. Anyways, when did Yvette become a friend of yours? Long story short, she told my family about my struggles. How come you told her and not me? Keith, I wasn't really in my right mind. I don't know, maybe because she wasn't a friend of mine and I knew that she wouldn't judge me? Since she told my family what I told her, I knew that she was someone I could trust. Besides, I think what Max did to her made her think about some things. What things? We know what Yvette was known for. Not that what Max did to her was her fault, but it would make her realize that it's not safe to be with just any guy and hook up with them. After what Max put her through, I don't think she wants to be known as that type of girl anymore. What do you plan to do to Ben? I hope I won't have to force my nephew to be quiet. Since my actions are disgusting, that's all I'm gonna say. Take care, Isabel. It's gone, Lorenzo. How could it have been gone all this time? I'm really sorry. My intention wasn't to hurt you. We're not angry with you, Quinlan. Clearly, someone who had something to hide wanted to make sure that Elvira kept certain secrets in the grave. I want to help you get the diary back. In the documentary, I'll state that the diary is missing. That way, it can pressure the police department to locate it. God can do anything, Alyssa. He can heal you and he can still perform miracles. Why do I feel like there's a but coming? Because you need to rely on him to help you through. That also doesn't mean you don't do any work. Alyssa, you need to want to get better. Most of all, you need to put your faith and trust in Jesus to save you. That way you'll be a part of God's family and he will help you every step of the way to fight your battles. I'll also help you however I can, every step of the way. Thanks, Vanessa. I'm glad we're friends again. Do you see what I see? I see it too. I wonder how many signatures it will get. Taking a picture with Max and Yvette? Check. Making sure that Max gets expelled and stays far away from Vanessa? Pending. He remembered that she had a diary and wanted to read it. To his surprise, he found out that it was nowhere to be found. No. Clarice! Do you see what I see? I see it too. I wonder how many signatures it will get. Taking a picture with Max and Yvette? Check. Making sure that Max gets expelled and stays far away from Vanessa? Pending. Everyone seems to be talking about that petition to have Max expelled. Sounds like that's all anyone could talk about around here. Did you do it? Do what? Did you sign the petition? Yvette, glad I ran into you. Glad I ran into you too, JJ. Are you glad? What do you mean? Let me reword that. I'm not asking if you're sure you're glad to see me. I'm just asking if you're glad at all. I'm gonna assume that you heard about that petition for Max to get kicked out of school. Yeah, I heard about it. How are you feeling? A bit overwhelmed. Max, this is the second time that you left school early. Heidi, please try not to go hard on him. Our son can't just get out of school whenever he likes, Gianni. A lot of people are saying the opposite. What are you talking about, Max? People at school want me gone. No. What are you doing here? You're a PI. Take a wild guess. I'm guessing that you're trying to talk down to me. As long as you cooperate, I'll talk with you instead of talking down to you, Benedict. Ulissa, I wasn't gonna mention anything since the last time we discussed Max, it was an argument. We just became friends again, and I'd rather not get into a debate with you. Does that mean that you did sign the petition? No, I didn't. Wow, that's surprising. Why didn't you sign it since you're so sure that Max is guilty? Oh, I didn't expect this petition to stress you out, Yvette. I actually thought that you would feel relieved. If Max gets kicked out of school, then you won't have to run into him. Yeah, and you'll feel safer. But he still knows where I live. On top of that, JJ, I'm still gonna have to face him in court. Why does it seem like you want this petition to go away? Even if that's true, Max, you can't just run away from your problems. Those same problems won't go away because you close your eyes and wish for them to disappear. Let's say I don't run away from my problems. The outcome is still out of my control. What happened at school today, son? I've gone viral. Again. What? Why? There's a petition out there asking for me to be expelled. What? Max, I wouldn't worry about that. Students don't decide whether you stay at school. The principal decides. And what if the principal decides to kick me out because they're pressured to? Okay, no. What do you want to talk with me about? Quinlan Franklin stopped by the estate earlier today. She explained to me how you failed to mention to your family that Elvira's diary has been missing for 20 years. Why didn't you say anything? Can you blame me, No? I was in middle school, and no one was allowed to even touch her room. Why would I say anything then? Not so long ago, you made this big speech about wanting to make peace with the family. What happened? I'm being honest with you now, No. Then why stay silent for years? You're not a child anymore, Benedict. How could you keep something this important to yourself for all these years? Your Nona is in pieces over the fact that Elvira's diary is missing. Are you mad at me or mad at yourself? Who do you think you're talking to? Lorenzo Russo, my grandfather. Maybe if you didn't treat Elvira's room as if it were some holy shrine, then you would have found out that Elvira's diary was missing all along. Don't get it twisted, Ulissa. I still think that Max is guilty. I just don't think kicking him out of school is really justice. He'll still be able to get an education somewhere else. Yvette will get justice when Max is punished by the legal system. We've already been through this before, and you know that I feel like Yvette lied to save herself. But even if the petition gets tons of signatures, I don't see it going anywhere either. Max is still innocent until proven guilty. The key word, guilty. Besides, this petition isn't some sort of service to the community. This is straight up cyberbullying. What I want is for Max to pay for what he did to me. Why do you kind of seem a bit hesitant with that? Because every time I mention Max's name or even think about him, it takes me back to that awful night. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you have any flashbacks. You don't have to apologize, JJ. I see that you're only trying to look out for me and show how concerned you are. Has this experience put some things in perspective for you? You're not asking me if I'm trying to convert to Christianity because of what Max put me through, are you? I could only pray for you to give your life to Christ, but that's a decision you're gonna have to make on your own. Now, Yvette, I'm not blaming you for what happened, but has this trauma caused you to try and improve your reputation from before? Don't worry about the principal, Max. We'll add more pressure. Exactly. He can't kick you out of school for something you didn't do. Even if I don't get expelled, I don't even think I want to go back to school. Max, Christmas break is just around the corner. Just wait it out and let this petition stuff blow over. That's not gonna change anything, Dad. People are still gonna remember what Yvette accused me of. Don't you dare try to turn this around on me. My apologies. Shame on me for calling out the great, magnificent Lorenzo Russo. Shame on me for calling you out on your faults. Instead of keeping Elvira's room off limits, you could have noticed that the diary was gone and the police could have done some further investigation. Now that diary is long gone, and you played a hand in that when you remained silent. Cyberbullying, Ulissa? I wouldn't consider calling out Max for his actions cyberbullying. Are you sure about that? This petition, that photo that went around with him and Yvette, he shouldn't have gotten anywhere near her after what he did, and I'm pretty sure that he confronted Yvette to get her to stop lying. Clearly we're getting nowhere with this conversation. I'll see you later, Vanessa. Even if my reputation changes, it's still a part of me. Because of that, it might not do me any favors. Just because you were known to be a certain type of girl, that doesn't give someone the right to harm you. I'm really hoping that God heals you and gives you a desire to change. See you around, Yvette. See you around. You're right. People won't forget, but it doesn't mean that things won't die down. Would things even die down even if I'm found not guilty? Because I doubt that people would still believe that I'm innocent, even if I'm found innocent in court. It doesn't matter what people think, son. The truth is the truth. People are just gonna have to move on and accept your innocence. And you won't be tried again. I should know. If I were you, No, then I would be grateful to know about the diary now. If you were me, Benedict, then you would make better, wiser choices. Are you leaving anything else out? There's nothing else you need to know that concerns you. Quinlan, it's a go, Ben. Elvira's documentary is greenlit for an early release. What concerns me is the thought of someone hurting you. When do you plan to release the documentary? Sometime next year? Is there any way that you can speed up the process? I know that the plan was to get it out into the public sometime next year, but it would be more beneficial to get it out before the end of the year, and I need your help to do it. Quinlan, it's a go, Ben. Elvira's documentary is greenlit for an early release. Hello, Dr. Burke. Finnegan, this call better have something to do with a crime being committed. It's about a crime, but not a recent one. Did you know that Elvira's documentary was released? I don't live under a rock, so yes, I'm aware. I'm also aware that Elvira's diary was mentioned. I can guess what you're thinking about. You read minds now? I'm not Sidekick Wanda, but I've known you long enough to know your thoughts at times. I can't believe that the documentary is released either, and that it mentioned that Elvira's diary is out there somewhere. I believe congratulations are in order. Thanks. Why do I feel like that response was pretty bland? Since I revealed to the world that Elvira's diary had gone missing, I'm just hoping that I don't share the same fate as her. Mrs. Dorval, how may I help you today? I wanted to know if you were able to do me a favor. It depends on what the favor is. This past year, my family was really blessed. There have been good times and bad times. Okay? I plan to bring toys for the children in the hospital. That's very generous. I also wanted to know if I would be able to share the Christmas story with them on Christmas Eve. And now that there's knowledge of Elvira's diary going missing, there's this huge media uproar. On top of that, there's an uproar on social media. All of this pressures the department to locate the diary. But we both know exactly where the diary is. We don't know exactly where the diary is, but we know exactly who is in possession of it and what's included in the diary. If that diary gets in possession of the police department, then both of our careers are ruined. We just found a resolution out of the AI mess. We're already doing our best to keep Yvette out of the public eye after what Max Russo did to her. I don't need the pressure of the media trying to reach out to us after you appeared on the documentary. Are you not happy that there's a chance that Elvira's diary could finally be located? Her diary was supposed to remain private in the first place. Without Elvira's permission, people are out there trying to find it and look into my best friend's private thoughts and feelings. This is all because of her nephew Ben. Wanda, Elvira is no longer alive. She can't get mad if people look into her diary, especially when it's the only piece of evidence which could finally close her case. No one is gonna come after you, Quinlan. I'll make sure of it. Besides, if someone came after you after the release of the documentary, it would be a huge risk since this documentary is must-see TV. I know that you were really young when you lost Elvira, but her passing was huge news back then. I'm aware, and you were really young back then too. What I'm trying to say is that the person who took Elvira's life should have known how much of a risk it was to do it. She was an heiress in one of the wealthiest towns in America. Stop worrying. Things are a bit sophisticated now more than they were back in the early 2000s. Social media was in its infancy then. You're gonna be fine. But since we're on the subject of public things, I wanted to ask you something. What is it, Ben? I'm the one who presented the idea of releasing the documentary early and mentioning the diary for your safety. Since you're untouchable, I just wanted to let you know that it's safe to be with you in public now. Like telling the kids about Santa Claus? No, the true story of Christmas, Jesus' birth and why he came into the world? Sorry, Shelley, but I can't allow it. Come on, Dr. Burke. It's not like it will be mandatory for the kids to hear the Christmas story. It's for those who are interested. No one wants to be here on the holiday, especially those kids and their families. I understand that the gospel is offensive to certain people, but there are others who are searching for hope in this time of the year. And you would like to offer them false hope? You might as well tell them about Santa Claus if you're gonna tell them about some mystical supreme being. That's why I can't share the Christmas story, because of your unbelief? Shelley, I run a hospital, not a church. Don't see this as me trying to persecute you or anything like that. You have a church of your own where you can worship freely. All I ask is that you don't disrupt how I run my hospital. I can't believe this. After everything you've done to my family, you still won't grant this favor. Why would Ben release a diary in the first place? If it showed who took Elvira's life, then he would have released it a month ago. Or he could still use that diary to put together the pieces and solve Elvira's case on his own. You and I don't know what else was written in that diary other than what Elvira wrote about us. After he gets the answers he's been looking for, Ben could still release the diary if he feels like it. If you don't want that to happen, I suggest you beg him to hand the diary over. Elvira's case has been unsolved for 20 years. We need to focus on what's going on right now. Right now, our daughter needs to get justice for what happened to her. I am focused on getting justice for Yvette, but why does it feel like you're trying to shut down this conversation about Elvira's diary? Like you just said, Udell, sadly Elvira is no longer with us. She hasn't been with us for a long time. I don't have time to discuss and wonder about something that took place 20 years ago. Do you really want to give our daughter 100% of your focus, or are you just uncomfortable discussing the documentary and the diary? Yeah, you're right. Wow. I thought you would be over the moon, Quinlan. Ben, I would love to show the whole world that someone like you cares about me a lot. My only concern is that people will question my professionalism. The documentary of Elvira is getting a lot of attention, and I don't want people raising eyebrows when I'm all of a sudden dating her nephew. People are gonna talk anyways. Why not just get it out of the way? What have I ever done to your family? What about what you've done to my family? You and your husband didn't even give my son a reason as to why he can no longer hang out with your son at your house. I don't have an issue with your son, but he is a child. All I can explain to you as an adult is that my family was dealing with a lawsuit. Isidore Russo accused my husband of beating him up when Isidore and the person who actually battered him just allowed my husband to take the fall. If I'm not allowed to read the Christmas story here, then fine. By God's grace, I'll find another way to bring hope to others this holiday season. You don't know me as well as you think, Finnegan. No matter how awful my life gets, I will never beg, especially to my child. Then if it's exposed that you and I had an affair, then it will all fall on your shoulders, Heidi. How could you ask me something like that? How many times do I have to remind you how much I loved Elvira? All I'm gonna tell you is that tracking down the diary and hoping that it could solve her case won't ever bring her back. Is going public something that you really want, Ben? For the past 20 years, I've been in a very dark place. I would really like to enter the new year on a positive note. How can I argue that? Okay, Ben, we can take this thing of ours and make it public. 2024 is looking good already. I can't believe this. After everything you've done to my family, you still won't grant this favor. I don't live under a rock, so yes, I'm aware. I'm also aware that Elvira's diary was mentioned. Okay, Ben, we can take this thing of ours and make it public. 2024 is looking good already. How did you enjoy the documentary, Isabel? I didn't enjoy it. Was it poorly produced? That's not it. It was too much. How come you seem troubled by it? Isidore, I might be the chief of staff in the hospital, but it doesn't mean that I don't want to go home. Get over it. I don't like walking around my house acting like I don't know what happened to Elvira's diary after my family watched the documentary. Shelley, how was your meeting with Terry? Are you able to read the Christmas story at the hospital? Nope. She flat out denied my request. What am I doing here, Quinlan? There's something important that I need to discuss with you. I figured that it was important since you told me that you needed to speak with me face to face. What's wrong? I wouldn't say that anything is wrong, but I have something to admit. When our arrangement, you mean our affair? Yes. I wasn't completely honest with you. I did start seeing someone else. I knew her. We both knew her. But you knew her more personally during the time you wasted with her older brother, Isidore. What I'm trying to say, Devante, is that it still troubles me that she lost her life so brutally. On top of that, someone just took her diary after she passed away. Does the documentary make you think that someone will find that diary? It's been gone for 20 years. There's no way it could just appear. What do you think? All of a sudden, you have an issue lying to your family? Lying comes second nature to you. only when I'm in control of things. Because of your negligence, Benedict has the upper hand since he's in possession of the diary. Didn't you say that you had a plan to keep your nephew quiet? I said that I would think of a plan, but now it's near impossible to do anything since the whole world knows that the diary is missing. Allegedly. That's it? There's nothing we can do? After spending so many years in medical school and speaking with patients, you still don't know how to listen, Terry? I said near impossible. There is something that you can do to get us out of the mess you got us in. Désolé, Shelly. Bukisau baka bale su Noel. Did Terry give you a reason? To her, I'm giving the kids false hope because she doesn't believe in God's existence. I was so frustrated with her. I almost said too much. What were you about to tell her? I almost told Terry how I knew that she, or should I say that she most likely, helped Isidore set you up. Maybe you should have. Nkwe liba bameu bale avec timunyo pour Noel. Nuba konensa. What we do know is that Terry clearly has no shame or guilt in the part she played in our family's suffering. Why would you lie to me? I didn't want to upset you more than I already have, Gianni. So you just wanted to spare me some more hurt? Why are you being honest now? Because the man I'm involved with wants to go public. Why were you too private in the first place? It doesn't matter. It matters to me, Quinlan. What matters is that I'm telling you about him now. I don't even know who he is. That's the thing. You know who he is. You've known him for a long time. Much longer than you've known me. Can you not speak in riddles? What sort of guy made you want to stop seeing me? Ben. I wouldn't be able to tell you, Isabel. All I know is that it's the police's responsibility to find this diary. It won't help wondering where it is. Let's say that the police do find it. Do you think that something inside of the diary could help them solve the case? Who knows how many secrets are locked away in that old diary? It's not like she knew that someone would try to take her life and wrote it inside. Anyways, this conversation is getting depressing. It's Christmas, for crying out loud. We need to think about happy thoughts this holiday season, especially when we annually hold the New Year's Eve festivities here at the hotel. I'll try to be happy, Devante. It doesn't get easy spending the holidays without our son. We'll still have fun without him. Pacho is the one who's missing out not being here. What do you expect me to do? I expect you to convince Benedict to rip out the pages about the passing of my grandfather. What makes you think that he'll accept that sort of request? Because he's more likely to listen to you than to me. You were foolish not to tell me that he broke in here and snatched the diary. Remember? That should make him trust you. Don't you think that we're taking a huge gamble here? You're asking me to help him cover up the truth of his great-grandfather's passing. This should be a risk that you're willing to take. Unless you want to lose your license and spend the rest of your life in prison. Besides, you can make it seem like this was all your idea. So what do you want me to do? Go straight over to Ben and ask him? Not straight away. The documentary was just released. You need to feel squeamish for a bit. Just wait a few days and he can feel something genuine from you instead of feeling like you're meeting him because you were commanded to. We don't need him thinking that you're the one who took Elvira's life. Unless what, Isidore? Did you do it? Did you take my sister's life? This is the most blessed our family has ever been, and all I wanted to do was give back. You can still give back, Shelly. You can still give toys to the kids and maybe give out some gospel tracts. C'est vrai. You can still teach them about Jesus even if you don't get to read the Bible to them. Maybe you can ask Terry if you can do that. Okay. I still want JJ to do something productive after this schizophrenia diagnosis. But still, Terry brought something up that could still change her mind. What would that be? Maybe she'd still allow me to read the Christmas story if we let Keith hang out with JJ in the house again. Benedict? My son? You're seeing my son? After you've been sleeping with me for months? I didn't mean for it to happen. I didn't plan for it. When I was working on the documentary, Ben and I became friends. That was clear when you brought him over to the scholarship event at Theodosius' palace. Is that when you started having feelings for him? That tux was just too difficult to resist? Gianni, it wasn't like I could tell him that I was involved with you, but you could have told him that you were involved with someone else. Why didn't you? I fell for him. I ended up falling for him and he fell for me. Like I said, I didn't expect my friendship with Ben to turn into something deeper. Something deeper than what you and I had? I care about him. A lot. I want to make it work. But in order for that to happen, I need to remain faithful to him. Most of all, he can never know that you and I were involved other than a professional relationship. Can I count on you to keep quiet about that? Did you see the documentary? I didn't. Did you? No. I couldn't bring myself to do it. Why not, Wanda? Elvira was your best friend. Your husband was on it. Did it make you feel uncomfortable? Did it make you feel fearful? I hope it did. I didn't take your sister's life. Okay. Just had to be sure. Especially since you had no issue taking my grandfather's life. I didn't do anything to Elvira. I'll also see if I can speak with Ben about the diary soon. Shelley? No. Again, not that Kiev is the problem, but you shouldn't have to compromise to tell the kids at the hospital about Jesus. Not when Terry doesn't seem to feel sorry for what she's done to us. Do you honestly think I could just stay quiet watching my lover and my son date one another? Come on. It's not like you see Ben on a regular basis. Thanks for the reminder, Quinlan. I'm not trying to be malicious here. Ben is your son. His happiness should be more important than yours. If you honestly cared about me, then you should let me be happy too. I didn't tell you this to hurt you, Gianni. I only told you out of respect. Respect? I don't know how it's respectful for you to tell me that you ended things between us just to be with my son. Because I didn't want you to be caught by surprise by hearing about it from somewhere else. Gianni, promise me that you won't ever tell Ben that you and I were sneaking around together. You enjoy your happy ending, Quinlan. Just don't expect me to ever give you my blessing. Then if it's exposed that you and I had an affair, then it will all fall on your shoulders, Heidi. How did you enjoy the documentary, Isabel? I didn't enjoy it, but I want to show you how much I love you. Like, making love? No, I couldn't bring myself to do it. Why not, Wanda? Elvira was your best friend. Your husband was on it. Did it make you feel uncomfortable? Did it make you feel fearful? I hope it did. Why are you here, Isidore? Devante is downstairs and he can come back at any moment. Chill out, Isabel. It's not like the two of us are having an affair. Besides, we never had an affair when you did break your vows. Like I told you, Zeke, Ulysses still refuses to even look at me. Christmas is coming up soon. Maybe she'll go easy on you for the holidays. I doubt it. Thanksgiving was a disaster and I feel like Christmas is gonna feel much worse. Yes, Devante, I am scared. It worries me that on top of Ben keeping the diary, the whole world seems to be looking for it as if Elvira's diary is some sort of buried treasure. Did you not speak with Ben like you were supposed to? This is new. I can't remember the last time you sat in the living room on your own with no phone or video game console. I came downstairs to get water, but then I heard Dad speaking with D.A. Russo. Okay, it makes sense for them to get in contact since they both work with law enforcement, but the two of them having an affair has nothing to do with putting people in prison. Keep your voice down. My daughters are still here. They can walk in at any moment. And I can leave whenever they step in. This was gonna be a quick visit anyway. I want to know how you were doing with the release of Elvira's documentary. My head is spinning, Isidore. I'm terrified that the whole world knows about your sister's diary. It makes me nervous knowing that your nephew can tear my family apart at any moment. Like I told you, Isabel, let me handle Ben and don't worry about a thing. You haven't actually told me how you plan to keep him quiet. Don't worry. I bet Christmas will end up better this time around. At least Ulissa can't hide her struggles no more. Since we're on the topic of the holidays, every year Theodosius' palace celebrates the new year by having fireworks at the beachfront. Are you asking me to come? It's really for adults. I'm telling you that this is a perfect chance for us to take the next step. For your information, I did confront Ben. Why didn't you say anything? What happened? He told me that he wouldn't tell Udell anything, and you just took his word for it? Shouldn't that be enough? Wanda, you know as much as I do that this isn't a game. If that diary ever comes to light, then it will affect our families for the worse. What does Ben want in return? An impossible ultimatum. If you don't want Ben to expose our secrets, then you better make it possible. It's not possible. Ben told me that if Max goes down for forcing himself on my daughter, then he'll tell Udell everything. Simple. Get your daughter to drop the charges against Max Russo. Keeve, what are you talking about? I'm not making this up, Mom. Dad admitted on the phone that he and D.A. Russo have been having an affair. What exactly did you hear? The whole conversation. They were worried about Elvira Russo's documentary and her diary. Her diary? Yeah. Dad doesn't like how there's a lot of uproar about the diary missing, even though Dad is supposed to look for it. But that's also confusing because he told D.A. Russo that her son Ben has the diary. Oh my goodness. Mom, Dad told Heidi to beg her son to hand the diary over, but she declined. I can't wrap my mind around this. Do you think Dad would just keep the diary to himself and get rid of it because of what's inside? Can you say something? Dad says that if he and D.A. Russo get exposed, then it's all her fault. And like I told you before, Isabel, there's nothing you have to concern yourself with. Are you sure? Positive. Because I feel like you're doing nothing about it. You think that I just stand still when there's a literal ticking time bomb? Isidore, you know that if Ben reveals what's inside of that diary, then my marriage with Devante is over. Are you sure that's what you want, Nichelle? Yes, I'm sure. Like I said, we love each other, so I don't see why not. After this issue with my sister, you've been so caring, and I know that you're the right person to share my first time with. But there's something else I gotta ask you. What's your question? Is this your first time too? You're sicker than I thought. You're lucky we're in a public place, because I could smack the taste off your mouth for what you just told me. You have 2 daughters, for crying out loud. What if what happened to my daughter happened to them? No boy forced himself on my daughters. Unlike you, I would make sure that the boy would have been handled the second one of my daughters told me that they were hurt. According to my youngest daughter, your daughter just lied so that she wouldn't get in trouble. Your daughter also wasn't there. My daughter was, and I believe her. Most of all, I won't sacrifice my child for you. This is more than just my knees, Wanda. Your life is on the line as well. Your entire family will fall apart if Ben tells Udell that she knew about me and Elvira. You've got a choice. Either put Max in prison or keep the family that you love so dearly. Where's your father now? Where he always is after work. In his room sleeping. Mom, I don't want Max Russo to be my stepbrother. Don't be ridiculous. That's never gonna happen. Are you gonna divorce Dad? Keeve, you need to let me handle this. Please, just leave me alone. What would I gain from seeing your marriage fall apart? You'd gain me. Well, not really, but I'm sure that's what you think will happen. After these past few conversations we've had, it seems like you never got over me, and you need to. I'm happy with Devante. Seeing you happy is all I care about. Bye, Isabel. but you would be much happier with me. Yeah, this will be my first time. I'm actually kind of nervous. So am I. But at least we can be nervous together, Zeke. New Year's Eve? New Year's Eve. Even though I'm nervous, I can't wait to spend it with you. Bye. We're gonna have to find another way to make sure that Ben stays silent. How do you suggest doing that, Wanda? Something other than telling my daughter that she won't get justice for what Max did to her. But if Max did nothing, then I doubt she would mind. I'm not changing my mind, Devante. Besides, how do you think Udell would feel if Yvette drops the charges all of a sudden? Convince her not to tell him that it was your idea. Correction, this is your idea, and your idea is sick and stupid. Fine then. If you feel that way, then enjoy having a happy family while it lasts. Let's hope that Max is found innocent, because if he isn't, then you might as well enjoy your last Christmas as a married woman. Hello? Terry? Yes. I called to let you know that I changed my mind. You can still give the kids at the hospital toys and share the Christmas story with them. Thank you. What made you change your mind? The kids and their families deserve a sense of peace and hope for the holiday, Shelley. Even if it is a lie. I can tell you that it isn't. I'm not having a religious debate with you. Just accept the offer. Also, I do apologize for what your family went through with the lawsuit. Thank you. And Merry Christmas, Terry. Terry? Hello? Ben? Benedict? My son? You're seeing my son? After you've been sleeping with me for months? Keeve, what are you talking about? I'm not making this up, Mom. Dad admitted on the phone that he and D.A. Russo have been having an affair. You can still give the kids at the hospital toys and share the Christmas story with them. Thank you. And Merry Christmas, Terry. Terry? Hello? I'm really glad that you decided to join us, Ulissa. Thanks for letting me join. It feels good giving out toys to kids in the hospital. Honestly, I haven't felt this good in months. You and me both. Vanessa, can you help me get everything cleaned up before I start reading? Yeah, Mom. Vanessa told me what you were going through. I'm really sorry to hear about that, JJ. Everyone seems to be sorry like they're the ones who gave me schizophrenia. Don't sweat it, Ulissa. I know that you're just being kind. It really isn't something that's easy to deal with, but it's bearable. How? I've got a good family to help me. Most of all, I've got a good God. It's really great to see JJ interacting again. He's even become friends with Yvette Mitchell, of all people. It would have been good for her to come after what Max did to her. Vanessa? Yes, Mom? I see that you care about Yvette. As your mother, it's a blessing to see that you care about others. But when it comes to Max, do you think that it's right to automatically believe that he's guilty? Merry Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas Eve, Ben. You said you needed to see me? I wanted to see you, but I do need to ask you something. Ask away. Would you like to spend Christmas with Zeke and I? What's got you so upset on Christmas Eve? What do you want, Terry? I thought you'd want peace and quiet since you're off for the holiday. I wanted to apologize. That's new. Apologize for what? For being a harsh wife. Do you think that Max is innocent, Mom? I don't know. That's the thing, Vanessa. I don't know because I wasn't there. Neither were you. And after you heard Yvette's claims, you immediately chose her side. Mom, did you forget how Max constantly kept trying to get with me until Dad told him to stop? You know the mess that happened after Dad tried to protect me. Yes, baby, I know, and I remember clearly. Besides, Yvette was the one who told us what JJ was struggling with when he went missing. What does Dad think about Max? All I'm trying to explain is that without proper amount of evidence, everyone is innocent until proven guilty. Just keep that in mind before Max and Yvette go to court. Since you're asking me to stop by for Christmas, does that mean you've got a gift for me? I should be asking you the same thing. I couldn't go through Christmas without getting you something, Quinlan. From the sound of it, you plan to stop by anyway. You got me. But you still haven't told me whether you've got a gift for me. It's nothing, Heidi. May I remind you that you didn't marry an idiot? Why have you been so distant lately? Distant? Have you forgotten that both of us had to leave work early because our son left school early after that petition against him went viral? We're Max's parents, Gianni. Of course we're gonna stand united when it comes to his needs. Other than that, it seems like you can't stand to be in the same room as me. Why is that? It's surprising to hear you apologize. I didn't think you were even capable of admitting that you're wrong. On top of that, you admit that you're not good at being a wife? A new year is approaching, Finnegan. I want to do whatever it takes to make our marriage work. That's why I got a special Christmas gift for you. The best gift you ever received during our marriage. I can't even remember the last time you even gave me a gift. What is it, Terry? It's not Christmas Day yet. You just have to wait. Then how will I know that it's such an awesome gift? Does that feel like you're gonna get an awful gift? I really hope that you all enjoyed the gifts that you received today. Before we head off, I just want to share the best gift that I've received ever since I was a little girl, and the gift you can receive too. This gift was offered to all of us a long time ago in Bethlehem. And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. And this taxing was first made when Cyrenius was governor of Syria. And all went to be taxed, everyone into his own city. And Joseph also went up from Galilee, out of the city of Nazareth, into Judea, unto the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house and lineage of David, to be taxed with Mary, his espoused wife, being great with child. And so it was that while they were there, the days were accomplished, that she should be delivered. And she brought forth her firstborn son and wrapped him in swaddling clothes and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone round about them. And they were sore afraid. And the angel said unto them, Fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord. And this shall be a sign unto you. Ye shall find the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger. And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly host, praising God and saying, Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill toward men. And it came to pass, as the angels were gone away from them into heaven, the shepherds said one to another, Let us now go even unto Bethlehem, and see this thing which is come to pass, which the Lord hath made known unto us. And they came with haste, and found Mary, and Joseph, and the babe lying in a manger. And when they had seen it, they made known abroad the saying which is told them concerning the child. And all they that heard it wondered at those things which were told them by the shepherds. But Mary kept all these things, and pondered them in her heart. And the shepherds returned, glorifying and praising God for all the things that they had heard and seen, as it was told unto them. That's why I'm here today, to tell you all of all the things I've heard and seen. God sent his son Jesus to give his life on the cross so that you and I could have eternal life. God says in his word, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life." If you must know, I do have a gift for you, Ben. It's not a razor, is it? Definitely not. It's something special, especially since we've grown to be such good friends. Quinlan, haven't we already mentioned that we skipped the whole friends bit? We grew fond of each other and you know it. That counts for something. Are you sure that your brother would be okay with me coming over for Christmas? He better be okay with it. Besides, it will give Zeke the perfect opportunity to know you a bit more and know why I like you so much, as long as you're willing to spend the holiday with us. You're wrong, Heidi. I haven't been ignoring you. I've just been busy. Except, you're not busy today or tomorrow since it's Christmas. There's no excuse for you to ignore me. What do you want me to say? Do you want me to tell you how disappointed I am that Ben won't be spending Christmas with us again? Why do I feel like you're blaming me for that? Should I blame you? Absolutely not, Gianni. I'm just confused as you as to why Ben didn't spend time with us on Thanksgiving. Why am I not surprised? Excuse me? And what's that supposed to mean? Where did that come from? Does it matter? What matters is getting more of that in the new year. The two of us have been married for over 14 years, Terry. How come you're now just concerned about spicing up our marriage? Vanessa? What is it, Ulissa? How old was your mom when she got saved? I'm pretty sure that she was 8. Why do you ask? It's just amazing that she had that much faith in God when she was so young. Well, her parents did teach her about Jesus, but she had to choose to follow Jesus just like my grandparents did. Even though JJ and I grew up learning about Jesus, the two of us had to repent of our own sins and decide to follow Jesus. JJ told me a bit about that when you were helping your mom. He told me that he got saved a few years back. Even after his diagnosis with schizophrenia, he has so much faith that God will help him through his struggles. Yeah, I have my own struggles with the eating disorder, and I know that my family will help me through it, but I also know that they still don't understand the battles that I go through, just like I don't know either. But God knows. That's what I was thinking about. Speaking with JJ and hearing your mom, I don't want to feel alone. It's hard to explain, but after everything your family went through these past few months, you all seem to have this peace. I want that peace too. Ulissa, what are you saying? I want to give my life to Jesus, Vanessa. I need to get saved. Alright, I'll spend Christmas with you, but under one condition. Name it. Please don't make me wear matching pajamas with you. Deal. Never mind. Look, Heidi, my only focus is making this Christmas special for Max after what he's been going through right now. I know that's something we can agree on. It is. I'm glad to hear it. I just thought about how fast time goes by. Before we know it, Kiev will be out of this house. Hopefully. College. Trade school. Something. And since we don't want him depending on us forever, I don't want to live the rest of my life in a loveless marriage. I understand that my job took over and I'm not letting the hospital take priority anymore. We won't be young forever. The two of us might as well enjoy the fun parts of our marriage while it lasts. That involves giving you a Christmas that you'll never forget. Gianni, promise me that you won't ever tell Ben that you and I were sneaking around together. You enjoy your happy ending, Quinlan. Just don't expect me to ever give you my blessing. Ask away. Would you like to spend Christmas with Zeke and I? I want to give my life to Jesus, Vanessa. I need to get saved. That involves giving you a Christmas that you'll never forget. Then you might as well enjoy your last Christmas as a married woman. So you want to start going to church? Like I told you, Dad, I'm a Christian now. I would like to start going to church. Vanessa said that she and her family can pick me up as long as it's okay with you. We have no issue with that, Ulissa. As long as you're happy. Since you're on this new spiritual journey, do you think you can include your sister in that? I've noticed how distant you two have been lately. Besides, aren't Christians known to be forgiving? Try it and teach some of that to Nichelle. Nichelle? Udell. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. You didn't. Mom, Dad, I can't thank you both enough for the new Bluetooth speaker you both got me. No need to thank us. Your dad and I knew how much you wanted a new one and wanted to make sure that this Christmas was extra special. By the way, Dad, Uncle Kane called. He wants to speak with you. I guess my brother knew I wasn't gonna answer, which is why he called you. I still can't believe you wouldn't let me open the gift at midnight. I wanted to see your face when you opened your gift. Like I said, I wanted it to be special. Do you remember how you told me months ago that you would like to go on vacation? Are we going on a cruise? You're going somewhere. Open it up. What is this, Terry? You know how to read, silly. I spoke with Udell Mitchell, and I asked him to draw up divorce papers. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Zeke, I'd like to formally introduce you to Ben. Nice to meet you, Zeke. What's up? The meal is almost ready. Once I get that set up, I'll get you your gift. I can't wait for you to see it. In the meantime, you and Zeke can get to know one another. Okay, Gianni. That's the same angry look I've seen from you, and both times you've been on your phone. Who's been raining on your parade? You two. What is it, Dad? I need you two to be on your best behavior today, especially since I allowed Alan to bring Harley over. I don't want anything like Thanksgiving to happen today. Is that understood? Yes. Heidi? Yes, Lorenzo. I don't plan to ruin Christmas for everyone. Mom, glad you can make it. Thank you for inviting me, Alan. I'm glad that you agreed to let me come by. As long as you're not conspiring with Zio Gianni, then I don't see why you can't stop by. It's the fact that your mother conspired against me with my brother. That would be a good reason. Come on, Dad. How many more Christmases do you want me to spend without Mom? Come on, Isidore. Can we let bygones be bygones? For the sake of the holiday and for our child? And I expect you to be on your best behavior as well, for the sake of the holiday. Are you speaking to me, or is your son included in that as well? We're not joking around, Harley. If I sense that you plan to stir up trouble, then you're gone. Wait, Quinlan, before you hang up, I really just want to let you know that I do miss you, more than I thought I ever would. I've grown feelings for you, more than I ever expected. I know you feel the same. You must feel the same. I get that you're with Ben, but that doesn't make him the love of your life. Hello, Quinlan? Are you ready to see your gift? Did mom and dad force you to speak with me? They didn't force me, but they suggested it. Still, I couldn't go on ignoring you forever. I felt like you would. So did I. Then what changed you, Lissa? I did. How is your brother and his family doing? Kane is in New York for the holidays. The kids wanted to see the ball drop this year. Is there anything else you'd like to say, Udell? There's nothing else to say. What are you doing with my phone? Is that a problem? We both agreed that we could know one another's passwords. We also agreed that we wouldn't look into one another's phones unless one of us were acting funny. You don't think that jumping at the sound of my footsteps counts as acting funny? Like you said, you weren't scared, but I also know that you don't scare easily. But don't worry, I didn't see anything. But if I did, then does that mean that you're deleting that video of the AI version of Elvira and deleting the photo of the portrait I specifically told you to throw out? So you did look. Why didn't you tell me that you were also getting videos from bootleg Elvira? What do you mean by also? Because I've been getting them too. Why didn't you tell me this, Wanda? I had it handled. Before Max hurt our daughter, I had Ben look into who could have been sending me those videos. You had it handled? Did you have it handled when that AI version of Elvira surprised you at the runway? You see? And that's why I didn't tell you, Udell, because I knew that you would blame me for what went down when I kept silent. Since you kept silent, I should be blaming you because it seemed like you weren't concerned like I was about finding the person who made the videos. What I want to know is why you had that portrait of Elvira's ghost beside you saved on your phone. She was your best friend, wasn't she? Is it a crime to still miss her? Of course not, but here's the thing. I am your wife. Elvira never reached that title. That doesn't mean I don't miss her every single day, but you don't see me saving creepy AI videos of my best friend. Maybe you're right. Maybe I am feeling like I'm in competition with a girl who's been long gone. I loved Elvira, you know that, but I can also admit how reckless she was back in the day. She cheated on you with a married man, for crying out loud, and you can't seem to get over that. Wanda, how do you know that Elvira cheated on me with a married man? Was this your plan all along, Terry? Make love to me the night before Christmas and serve me divorce papers as some sort of sick joke? First of all, I don't call last night making love. I call it getting something out of the years I wasted on you. Second of all, this isn't a joke. Wasted years, huh? The two of us share a son. Do you see Kiev as a waste? Glad that you mentioned Kiev. He's actually the reason why I realized that I no longer wanted to be married to you. What are you talking about? You should be proud of him, Finnegan, especially since you're a police commissioner. Kiev showed such good citizenship when he told me that you cheated on me with D.A. Heidi Russo. Are you crazy? What's the matter with you? Ask her sister. You ain't gonna say another word about her. Zeke, stop. Ben, what's wrong? What's wrong? Quinlan, do you really want me to tell your little brother how you've been sleeping with my father? So you are crazy. You need to go. I'm not crazy and you're not gonna touch me because I know that I was sane when I was confused as to why my dad was calling your phone on Christmas Day, hearing him talk about how much he misses you and how you should drop me for him, a married man who is old enough to be your father. I should know because I'm his son. Zeke, can you please leave me alone with Ben? Nah, I ain't leaving you with him. Zeke, please. I swear, if you do anything to my sister, Zeke, I mean it. Let me handle this. Ben, I never once slept with Gianni when you and I got together. You think that matters? Do you know how sick I feel, knowing that I got with my father's side piece? This whole time you let me think that my mom was the unfaithful one in the marriage. All along my dad was cheating on her too? We read my aunt's diary together. You know that my dad knew that my mom cheated on him. Did you know about my mom's infidelity this entire time? No, Gianni never told me. I found out the same day you did. I don't even know why I asked. I can't believe a word that comes out of your mouth. Ben, don't get close to me. Don't even try to touch me. I would hate for you to clean up my vomit off of your floor. Believe me when I tell you that my feelings for you were genuine. They still are. You knew how hard it was for me to let anyone close to me. I told you how difficult it was for me to let people in my life. I bet you had a blast knowing that you could tear down my walls. And that's why I ended things with my dad. Yes, I knew that you were hurt so much in the past and I didn't want to add to your pain. Ben, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. My dad doesn't seem to be sorry. He still wants you. Maybe I should let him have you. I don't want him. I want me. Not happening. I don't want you, Quinlan. I hate you. I never want to see your lying, disgusting face ever again. Don't try to reach me and don't even dare come near my place. I want nothing to do with you. What do you mean you changed? I'm a born-again Christian now. Vanessa. What's her end goal? She doesn't have a sister, so she wants to take mine? Nichelle, this has nothing to do with Vanessa. I made the choice to become a Christian. She didn't make that choice for me. I hope this doesn't mean you're gonna start telling me that I'm on my way to hell. That's why I got saved. I realized that I was on my way to hell. But what did you even do that was so bad? I lied to you when I was suffering. On top of that, I was so bitter at you, I wasn't willing to forgive you. My sister, who I love and would never want to see in hell. I've known you all my life and I'd like to see you in heaven with me. Is that your way of saying that I'm forgiven? You know what, Udell? Just forget I even looked at your phone. Hold up. You don't just say something like that and try to act like none of this ever happened. What makes you think that Elvira cheated on me with a married man? It's just a hunch. A hunch? Yeah. Elvira lived every day like it was her last, not realizing how much it would hurt her or those around her. I just always assumed that she cheated on you with a married man. No, you said that like you knew exactly what you were talking about. Udell, do you realize that we're digging into something that happened 20 years ago? We both moved past it and we're married. We've been married and created a life together. Wanda, this is not a game and I am not playing with you. I want the truth. Did you always know that Elvira cheated on me with a married man? Yes, but that's all she really said. She wouldn't go much deeper into that. Look me in the eye and tell me that. She was with a married man. And did you know who it was? She, Elvira, she, who was it? Udell, it doesn't matter anymore. You hid something like this from me, your husband, for all this time. It does matter. I want the truth, Wanda, and I want it now. The married man was Devontae. Devontae Torres? And you knew this all along? Keeve? You got that silly idea from our teenage son? What's silly about this, Finnegan, is that you're trying to deny it. He heard you clear as day talking on the phone with D.A. Russo, telling her that if your affair with her is exposed, then it's all her fault. On top of that, Keeve told me how worried you were that the diary would expose it since Ben Russo got a hold of it. This is just a huge misunderstanding. I did have an affair with Heidi, but it happened before we were even married. And you mean to tell me that even though the two of us have been distant for the majority of our marriage, you never once touched Heidi when you touched her back when she was still a married woman? Has this been going on for years? No. Bottom line is this. You cheated. I didn't. You cheated, Finnegan. I'm not gonna waste another second staying married to you and your lies. I love you, Terry, and that is the biggest lie of all. You don't love me, and I'm convinced that you never have. I was a well-respected doctor in this town, and you somehow swept me off my feet. Thinking back to it, I'm convinced that you only married me to climb up the social ladder, and it worked. Bravo, Finnegan. Bravo. Since you clearly never loved me, I'm glad that it's safe to say that I don't love you. I truly did love you, Finnegan, but not anymore. No reason we should stay married now. If you don't mind, I would like for you to pack up your things and leave. I'm not going anywhere. Ben got me a journalist chain bracelet. Don't stress over him, Gwen. Don't even cry over a guy like that. Zeke, what happened here isn't his fault. It's mine. I did him wrong and I've never seen him that angry. I really wish you got to know the guy that I fell for. He was stone cold at first, but deep down he showed himself to be a loving, kind, and even sensitive soul. All because I wasn't honest with him to begin with. I hurt a good, but sensitive man. Promise me something, Zeke. What? If Nichelle is worth keeping, promise me you won't hurt her the way that I hurt Ben. Ben isn't picking up his phone and I'm getting worried. He shouldn't be busy on Christmas. You would be surprised. What do you mean by that, Gianni? Hello, family. Benedict? Ben? How come you haven't been answering my calls and why do you smell like you've been drinking? Because I have. Sorry I fell off the wagon again. Bro, Christmas didn't go as planned, and don't worry, I started drinking in the car when I got here, so... Well, you're not gonna ruin Christmas for this family. Get out. Lorenzo, please. Don't you see what sort of state he's in? Ben, what happened? Why did you relapse? You were doing so well. Ask your husband. What's he talking about? I have no idea. Don't try to hide it. Most of all, don't try to act like just because I might be a tiny bit drunk right now that I'm crazy. You made a call to someone today, except the person you thought you were speaking on the phone with didn't answer. I did. Benedict. Can someone explain to me what's going on here? Mom, I'm sorry. You're not the only slut in your marriage. Slut? Heidi, did you cheat on Gianni? You naughty girl. And Dad knew for years. Years? Gianni, Heidi, you two better start talking right now. Wait, Gianni, Ben said that I'm not the only slut in my marriage. Before I say anything, you need to start. I'm still in the room, and I can speak for myself. Ben, please. Don't you stop him. Ben, what has your father done? You mean, who has he done? He screwed Quinlan Franklin. What? It's true, Dad. Show Mom the text of you telling Quinlan how much you miss her, and how you want her to drop me for you. You bastard. That girl is old enough to be your daughter, Gianni. How could you do this? What were you thinking? Oh, shut up, Heidi. Yeah, I cheated on you with Quinlan, but Ben, since you want to expose my sins, try exposing your mother's, since this all started with her. You knew much longer than me, Dad. Why don't you do the honors? Why do I have to be the one to tell everyone that Mom cheated on you with Finnegan Burke? The police commissioner? Yup. But here's what you don't know, Dad. Mom is still sleeping with him. What? Ben, how do you even know this? Why does it matter? They're not denying it. Ben, you told me that your father wanted Quinlan to choose him over you. Were you seeing her? Not anymore. Never again. I thought she cared for me, Mom. I thought she was different. But she ended up being like everyone else. All she did was hurt me. And I let her because I let her in. Quinlan joined the line of people who hurt me. And it's my own fault. I thought she cared about me. But no one does. I care about you, Ben. I know that, bro. But Elvira cared about me too. And she's gone. She's gone. How could she care about me and leave me? I care about you. Don't touch me. Why is everyone trying to touch me? That's it, Benedict. Get out. Me, no? You're kicking me out? Did you not listen to what I said? Who am I kidding? You never listen to a thing I had to say because I'm the one who brings my family shame when my parents can't stay faithful. As for Isidore and Alan, Maximilian, just take your brother home. Shut up. Don't try to tell him what to do. I can drive myself. Ben, don't. You're clearly in no shape to drive. You're just mad because I exposed you. Ben, just let me drive you. It would give you and I some quality brother time. That would be cool, right? Max, you're one smart kid, you know. Yes, Nichelle, I forgive you. After all, God forgave me when I repented of my sins, so I should forgive you too. Are you forgiving me because you feel like it's something you have to do? It is something I have to do, but I also choose to forgive you because you're the sister who I love. And you're the sister who I love. I'm sorry for all of the hurt I caused you. And I'm sorry for the hurt I caused you. But this doesn't mean I'll be converting to Christianity anytime soon. Soon? Does that mean you'll consider it? Maybe I can try to convince God to let me into those pearly gates. Nichelle, God doesn't work that way. Guess I'll have to find out when I get there. Does it matter how long I've known? Did Elvira tell you? Yes. And you stayed quiet all this time. After Elvira lost her life, you didn't tell me? After we got together, you kept your mouth shut? When we got married, you still didn't want to say anything? Our marriage, Wanda? All built on lies. Udell, our marriage was never built on lies. Elvira swore me to secrecy. I was a teenager. And you still kept a secret this huge as a grown woman. I love you. That's what built this marriage, our love for one another. You say you love me, yet you never told me why my relationship with my first love ended. You knew why. I knew what Elvira told me, and we both know it wasn't everything I needed to know. For 20 years, I walked past Devontae Torres, interacted with him. You saw this, knowing that he slept with Elvira and said nothing. How could you? I'm sorry. Sorry won't cut it, Wanda. Get out. What? Get out. I certainly can't stand looking at you right now. Udell, I'm your wife. It's Christmas. Don't act like you're innocent. We wouldn't be going back and forth like this if you would have just told me about those AI videos of Elvira and that you kept a picture of that creepy portrait. Don't you dare try to compare what I've done with the years you spent making me think that you never knew who Elvira cheated on me with. This is my family home, and I want you out, Wanda. And with the anger rising up inside of me, I will throw you out if you don't leave nicely. Since you want to walk out of this marriage, I think you should be the one to walk out of this house. Okay, Finnegan, I can leave. Just know that if I walk out of this house, I will tell anyone who is capable of hearing about how my husband, the police commissioner, cheated on me with the district attorney and threw me out of the house. But if you leave, then I'll keep my mouth shut about how you destroyed our marriage. Which option sounds better to you? Fine. But Terry, just know that when I walk out of the door, that you have made an enemy out of me. We've been enemies for years, honey. Now get out of my face. Do you see what you've done? What I've done? Yes, what you've done. Our son fell off the wagon again. All because you went after a girl that he cared about. A girl who is old enough to be your daughter. Don't try to act like you didn't push him to the bottle. He also found out that you and Finnegan have been having an affair. And like the whore you are, you went running back to him because you couldn't find satisfaction in your own husband. Don't you dare call me out of my name again, Gianni. Essador, this is it, right? This is what you held over her head to make her turn against me on Thanksgiving? I have no idea what you're talking about. I just found out today. Cut the crap, Essador. It's all out in the open now. Enough! Christmas is already ruined. We don't need to make it any worse. I told you that I wasn't gonna stir up any trouble, Harley. Not one peep out of you. Heidi, pack your bags. You're leaving. I'm leaving. After you pushed Ben to the edge, you should be the one gone. It sounds like you've been sleeping with Quinlan longer than I've been sleeping with Finnegan. Certainly not. I met Quinlan when she was old enough to consent. You reignited your affair with Finnegan after 20 years. Okay, Gianni, how exactly did you find out about Finnegan and I 20 years ago? I don't owe you any answers. Now get out. I'm not leaving. This is my father's house. You have no say. Lorenzo. From the sound of it, Heidi, only if you remain faithful, then none of this would have happened. Clarice, please. Max is here. My son needs me. He needs his mother. We'll make sure that Max is taken care of. If he needs you, then he'll call you. This isn't right. None of this is right. What a relief. I'm no longer public enemy number one in this family.
Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains and the mountains in reply, echoing their joyous strains. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Come to Bethlehem and see him whose birth the angels.
Ben, I never once slept with Gianni when you and I got together. You think that matters? Do you know how sick I feel, knowing that I got with my father's side piece? Did you always know that Elvira cheated on me with a married man? It was Devante. Devante Torres? And you knew this all along? Pack your bags. You're leaving. I'm leaving. After you pushed Ben to the edge, you should be the one gone. It sounds like you've been sleeping with Quinlan longer than I've been sleeping with Finnegan. Certainly not. I met Quinlan when she was old enough to consent. You reignited your affair with Finnegan after 20 years. What is this, Terry? You know how to read, silly. I spoke with Udell Mitchell, and I asked him to draw up divorce papers. Merry Christmas. Quinlan, are you okay? What are you doing here? Look, I know that Ben knows about the two of us. I wanted to make sure that you were okay. Wanda? Get away from me. Not until you tell me why you're in my hotel for the holidays and not spending it with your family. Devante kicked me out. Now walk away. Why would your husband kick you out of your house? Take a wild guess. You can't be serious. I am serious. He knows about you and Elvira. What are you doing here, Heidi? I can ask you the same thing. If you answer my question, then I'll answer yours. Ben isn't the only person who knows about us anymore. Is that so? Yep. Gianni, my youngest son Max, and the rest of the Russos found out. As you can see, I was exiled. Since I'm here because my husband and his family found out about my infidelity, I'm gonna assume that your wife found out. She did. So how exactly did Terry find out about us, Finnegan? Maybe I didn't show enough concern? Don't you realize that there was a reason why I didn't reply back to your texts and didn't answer your calls? Don't you think that if you did, then Ben wouldn't have found out about us? So Ben did confront you. Gianni, I made it crystal clear that the two of us were finished. And that's why I kept trying to reach you. I didn't make things crystal clear to you. What are you talking about? I didn't realize how much I missed you, Quinlan. I needed to know if you felt the same. Did you sleep well? My head is still pounding. Were you here all night? Nope. I just stayed here for a few hours to go back to a broken home. When I got back to the estate, I saw that Mom was gone. I still don't understand why she's not allowed to stay when Dad cheated too. Max, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry for my part in the mess you're in. It was just that I was so angry. Believe me, Ben, I'm fully aware of how angry you were on Christmas. The alcohol definitely fueled that anger. I'm sorry, Max. Look, I'm already stressed over Yvette's allegations against me. The last thing I need is to be stressed over the fact that you're gonna start drinking again or worse. You can't be serious. How did he even find out? Is that really important, Devante? He knows now, and that's that. As a matter of fact, it is important. Since your husband knows, then that means he can go to my wife at any moment and tell Isabel about what happened between Elvira and I years ago. It could destroy my family. Good. Good? Yes, good. My family is practically destroyed because of what you did. It would serve you right to understand how it feels knowing that the world around you is crumbling. It was an accident. What are you going on about? How is it an accident that your wife found out that you were unfaithful? Do you remember the last time I called you? I wish I didn't. What's that got to do with Terry? My son overheard us. He overheard everything. Everything? Including Ben having the diary? Finnegan, how could you be so careless? How could you be so stupid? Don't start, Heidi. We wouldn't even have needed to have that conversation on the phone if Ben didn't have the diary. Once again, you go blaming me when you're the one in the wrong. We wouldn't be kicked out of our homes if you didn't seduce me. You know what, Heidi? I'm getting sick and tired of getting all the blame when it comes to our affair. Well, I'm sick and tired of being blamed for our affair being exposed. Now our families know about it. Once again, we're not home and we are in Theodosius' palace. Maybe we should make the most out of it? Listen up, Gianni. I already got the message that you can't get over me when Ben tossed the gift he was about to give me like it was a piece of trash. Was that before or after Ben picked up a liquor bottle? The bottle. Oh my word. He drank it. What were you thinking, Quinlan? Having a liquor bottle where an alcoholic could get to it. Clearly, I didn't expect Christmas to turn into a complete nightmare. Because I'm well aware of Ben's struggles, I wouldn't have let him take a sip. Well, he took more than a sip. From what I saw at the estate, he took the entire bottle. This is all our fault. We pushed him to it, Gianni. Ben is a grown-up. He makes his own choices and he chose to let his emotions consume him. Are you saying that you don't even care that we hurt Ben? You shouldn't have to be responsible for looking out for me. Clearly you can't even look out for yourself. This isn't to talk down on you, but it's the truth. It was one bad day, Max. One bad day? Knowing that Dad slept with the girl you love is more than just having a bad day. Again, how did Udell find out that Elvira cheated on him with me? Was it Ben? Because I told you to get Yvette to drop the charges against Max Russo. And I told you that wasn't happening. Besides, Ben isn't to blame. He didn't tell Udell. As for you, Devante, you're to blame. How? I stayed silent for like 20 years and I plan to stay silent. Because you stole the girl who Udell loved. After what happened on Christmas, I'm convinced that Elvira is the love of his life. No matter how much Elvira hurt Udell, even though he didn't place a ring on her finger, and despite the fact that I gave Udell a child, Elvira is still his soulmate. Maybe I would have gotten extra points if I tried to give Udell a boy after Yvette was born. I'm to blame for the current state of your marriage? You should be thanking me. Thanking you for what, Devante? If it weren't for me, then you wouldn't have gone with Udell to begin with. I am more convinced that you are dumber than you look. What makes you think that I would ever try to sleep with you again after everything that's happened? Find someone else to get your needs met, Finnegan. I said that the two of us were over and I meant it. Ben is my son, my firstborn. Of course I care about him. But I also care about you too, Quinlan. Just get out, Gianni. I'll save you the trouble and try to explain things to Ben when he cools off. Word of advice? When he gets on the bottle, or if Ben gets on something worse, then it's absolutely difficult for him to get off. From what I witnessed on Christmas, it doesn't seem like Ben will be cooling off anytime soon. I never loved Quinlan. After finding out what she had with Dad, I never will love her. Are you sure about that? You literally stopped being sober after what you found out. What now, Max? Are you gonna police my every single move like our parents did to me all throughout my high school years? I might have been pretty young when that happened, but I remember how miserable that made you. Just pick up the phone and call me if you feel like drinking again, okay? Before you go, I really do want to thank you for everything you've done. I'm always gonna look out for you, Ben, whether you like it or not. Hello? Can I have a drink delivered here, please? So I should be thanking you for the years of marriage I shared with Udell because you hooked up with my underage best friend? Okay, Devante, other than the fact that I was blessed with a beautiful baby girl, your thing with Elvira wasn't worth the pain it caused me when Udell found out. For the last time, how did your husband find out that I was involved with Elvira? Because Wanda was the one who told me everything, and you just confirmed it. I know that Ben knows about the two of us. I wanted to make sure that you were okay. For the last time, how did your husband find out that I was involved with Elvira? Because Wanda was the one who told me everything, and you just confirmed it. Since I'm here because my husband and his family found out about my infidelity, I'm gonna assume that your wife found out. She did. So how exactly did Terry find out about us, Finnegan? Terry? I said to her, I'm not here for you. If you're not here to see me, then that means you're here for someone else, and I can tell you that the person you're looking for isn't here. You don't even know who I'm here to see. Oh yes I do. Like I told you, the person you're here to see isn't here. Heidi got kicked out for sleeping with your husband. Yvette? Hey, JJ. Hey, did you have a good Christmas? I did, but things got weird and I really need a friend. Udell. Look, Udell. I don't know exactly what Wanda told you. I told you what my wife said. She told me that you slept with Elvira when I was with her, and that you got my wife to cover for you this entire time. That's not how it was like. Can you just hear me out and let me explain? The floor is yours. Explain to me how you slept with a 17-year-old girl when you were already married. Who is it? All right, I'm coming. Hello, Miss Franklin. Do you have time to chat? That's why you're here, right? You somehow found out that your husband has been sleeping with Heidi. Well, I doubt that she confessed. How exactly did Gianni find out? Ben told him. But we can both guess where Ben retrieved this sort of information from. Since Heidi isn't here, then where does she head off to? Probably Theodosius's palace, but before you confront the woman who slept with your husband, you still have business to take care of with Ben. He's back on the bottle, which means that he's unpredictable. What's wrong, Yvette? During Christmas morning, both of my parents were home. By the end of the day, my mom was gone. And she never came back? Nope. Do you know where she went? It's not like I planned to get involved with Elvira. That makes it better. You still slept with her when you knew that she was with me, and when you already had a family of your own. And from what it looks like, you two are trying to figure out the next move now that I know. Udell, that's not what was happening. I told Devante to leave me alone. If you wanted him to leave you alone, Wanda, then you would have walked off. Most of all, you didn't have to stay in this hotel if you didn't want to run into Devante, especially since he's the owner. I don't have to stay at any hotel as long as you let me come back home. That's not happening. Then let's deal with the matter at hand. You know that Elvira cheated on you with me. What do you plan to do with this information, Udell? I was wondering when you would come and see me. Well, I'm glad that you're not insulting my intelligence by asking me why I'm here. As a matter of fact, I have a question for you. What's your question, Mrs. Russo? You remember my title? Good. How long have you been sleeping with my husband? I think that's a conversation that should be had with you and Gianni. Mr. Russo to you, young lady. I don't see why it would be such a problem to get an answer from my husband's whore. So since Ben is back on the bottle, that means that he'll spill all of the secrets that were written in Elvira's diary? He was drunk when he exposed Heidi, and he almost exposed me. Oh my word. And I can imagine that since Finnegan knows that you found out about him and Heidi, he would be more than willing to put you in prison for what you did. Please tell me that you didn't request for a divorce. Great. Look, just because Ben is reckless doesn't mean that he can't be manipulated when he's most vulnerable. As long as you play it smart, you can convince him to rip out the page or pages that concern my late grandfather. If I can convince Ben to do this, does that mean that I'm free from you for good? I asked my dad, but all he told me was that she was out. When I called my mom to ask where she was, all she told me was that she would be back home soon. At least you know that your mom's safe. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that she's okay. She left home on Christmas. Something went on between them. What do you think happened? I can't say what exactly. I'm pretty sure that it has something to do with me though. What do you want me to do, Devante? Would you like me to keep this to myself for another 20 years? Why shouldn't I tell Isabel, or even tell the Russos? Because if you say anything to anyone, then it will end up hurting a lot of people. Just like how you and Elvira hurt me. For all these years, I didn't even know that you were to blame. For so many years, I always wondered who Elvira chose over me. I don't know why it didn't occur to me that it was a grown man. At the end of the day, Elvira didn't want me. She wanted you. Bottom line is this, Devante. You're still mad over something that happened years ago. You're a married man and you got a child out of it. And I only ended up with Wanda because I never thought that she would hurt me the way that Elvira hurt me. Okay, since you want to know so bad, I'll tell you. When Russo Jewelers held an event to support young entrepreneurs, I made a news segment about it, and that's how I met Mr. Russo. The two of us got to know one another and began to enjoy each other's company. So did my husband seduce you, or did you seduce him? It wasn't like that, Mrs. Russo. It just happened. I didn't plan this, and neither did your husband. Unfortunately for you, Miss Franklin, I don't care if it wasn't planned. You still slept with my husband, the father of my sons. One of them, who I heard you got to know pretty well. Because of that, he fell off the wagon. I'm really sorry for causing Ben to lose his sobriety. That is something that I will regret for the rest of my life, especially when I ended up caring for your son. Cut the crap. You didn't care about my son, you only wanted to screw him, and that ended up screwing him over because you ended up screwing my husband. Mrs. Russo, I can admit my wrongs, but don't you think that your husband wouldn't have come running to me if you didn't cheat on him with the police commissioner in the first place? You have no right to throw my faults in my face. Not after what I've done for your family. I understand that Zeke Franklin is your younger brother. He was faced with some very serious charges and I dropped the charges because Ben asked me to. Clearly, he wanted me to drop the charges for you. Filth. But what I want to know is how you know about my affair with Commissioner Burke. I know that my word doesn't mean much to you, Terry, but if you accomplish the mission, then you're free from me for good. Okay, let's get this done and over with as soon as possible. Yvette, you're not to blame for whatever is going on between your parents. Are you sure about that? This Max issue might have been too much for them. Maybe they snapped at each other because of how much it stressed them out. You don't know if that's true, and I doubt it is. If your parents had some sort of falling out, then I'm 100% sure that it had nothing to do with you. I'm really sorry for what your parents are going through, and I'll pray for you. JJ? Yeah? Would you mind praying for me right now? This entire situation is making me worried. Of course. Lord, I pray that you would be with Mr. and Mrs. Mitchell. I don't know what's going on between them, but I pray that you would keep the family together. Lord, I pray that you would comfort Yvette and offer her peace during this confusing time. Not because of any good that I've done, but in Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Thank you, JJ. Anytime. Udell, I was never once unfaithful, you know that. But you lied to me, Wanda. In fact, you lied to me much longer than Elvira did. The thing is that if you were only honest with me from the beginning, then we wouldn't be in the mess we're in right now. As for you, Devontae, I want you to wonder like I did. Except, I want you to wonder if I'll ever tell anyone about you and Elvira. It might take me 20 years, 20 minutes, 20 days. I want you to wonder when your life will come crashing down when I wondered who helped destroy my relationship with Elvira all of this time. Have a good day. You told him? That's what he said, isn't it? When you were supposed to make things better, you only made things worse. This is your mess, Wanda. You better fix it. And what if I don't, Devontae? Then I'll make your life so much worse than it is right now. Does it matter how I know about you and the commissioner? I did you and your brother a favor, a huge one, because if your brother makes another offense, I have the power to punish him to the highest extent of the law. I understand that I slept with your husband. You have every right to be mad at me and even hate me for Ben falling off the wagon. What you won't do, Mrs. Russo, is threaten my little brother. You want to know how I found out about you and Commissioner Burke? Fine. It was from Elvira's diary. What? And I know that Ben has it. He might still be pissed at me for hurting him, but I think he'd be more than willing to hand me Elvira's diary and spill all of her secrets that come from it. If I do an update on Elvira's case, then the whole world will know about you and Commissioner Burke. Stay away from my husband, and most of all, stay away from my son. New Year's Eve? New Year's Eve. Even though I'm nervous, I can't wait to spend it with you. Bye. As for you, Devontae, I want you to wonder like I did. Except, I want you to wonder if I'll ever tell anyone about you and Elvira. It might take me 20 years, 20 minutes, 20 days. I want you to wonder when your life will come crashing down when I wondered who helped destroy my relationship with Elvira all of this time. Have a good day. I know that my word doesn't mean much to you, Terry, but if you accomplish the mission, then you're free from me for good. Okay, let's get this done and over with as soon as possible. We actually got the place to ourselves. My parents are at the beach and won't be back for hours. Even though I don't like it, Ulissa is at Vanessa's house for New Year's Eve. So yeah, the place is ours. You still nervous? A bit. Don't be. I love you, Nichelle, and I'm glad I get to spend New Year's with you. I love you too, Zeke. And there's no one else I would like to go into the new year with. Devontae? Yes, Isabel? Why have you been looking bothered all day? Bothered? What do you mean? What I mean is that you're constantly looking around like you're waiting for something to pop off. Something will pop off. The fireworks when the clock hits 12, and I'm only looking around because we're in charge of this whole setup. You're usually calm during New Year's Eve. I've been married to you for over 20 years, remember? I know that something is bothering you. Hello, Devontae. Hello, Isabel. I can't believe Udell would dare show his face here. Dad, we also didn't have to come. We come here every year, Essador. Most of all, we have to show this town that we're not afraid to show our faces in public when we face adversity. Speaking of not being afraid to show your face in public. What do you want, Heidi? Is it wrong to want to spend New Year's with my family? Not when you cheat on that family. Burn! Look, Gianni, this is the only chance I get to talk things out with you since I'm not allowed back at the estate. We said all that we needed to say on Christmas. Russos, nice seeing you all here before the end of the year. Tell me what you want and let me enjoy the rest of my New Year's Eve in peace. Should you be drinking? Shouldn't you be minding your own business? Besides, it's New Year's Eve. What do you want, Terry? I love you. What do you want? Happy New Year to you too, Zeke. Yvette, why do you keep blowing up my phone? I need Nichelle's help with something. If you need her help, then why don't you call her phone? I'm not close to her like that, but since you're her boyfriend, I thought that you could relay the message. Udell, it's nice to see you. Where's Wanda? She's around here somewhere. Great to see you, Udell. As you can see, my wife and I are busy and got to make our rounds. Before we do that, I want to know how Yvette is doing. She's keeping a brave face. I just wish I didn't have to see the Russos here. I understand. The thing is that the rest of the Russos didn't commit a crime, and I can't really ban them from coming since there hasn't been a conviction in Yvette's case. Out of all people, I should understand that. I get that you don't want to run into the Russos, but there are so many people around that you can speak with. Just like there are plenty of people Isabel and I need to speak with. Let's get going. Before you both head off, Isabel, there's something I need to tell you. Finnegan, I need you to walk away right now. Don't shoo your boyfriend away, Heidi. I'm glad that he's here. Well, I'm not. Commissioner Burke, shame on you. Shame on you for devastating my family. Can I speak with Finnegan alone? Gianni, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't care. Heidi, you listen to your husband. Because Gianni is still your husband. Let's give him and Commissioner Burke time to talk. Ever since you took the diary out of my office, you mean the same diary you took from my late aunt? Yes. It's been hard for me to sleep knowing that it's not in my possession. Again, the diary was never yours to begin with, so I don't know why you can't sleep well without it. We both know why. It makes me feel like with it being out of my possession, it could risk someone else finding out what I've done. You mean when you helped my late great-grandfather Dante to take his own life? Because of that, I was wondering if you could just keep the diary, but rip that page out of it. What do you even want to talk to Nichelle about? My mom? What's that got to do with her? What's that got to do with me? She's staying at Theodosius' palace. And I want to know what room she's staying in. You don't got your mom's number? You can't ask her? She won't tell me, which is why I need you to get Nichelle to ask her dad where exactly my mom is staying at so that I could ask my mom why she hasn't come back home. That ain't got nothing to do with me or Nichelle. She don't even want me talking to you. I kept silent about us for this long, Zeke. I like some kindness in return. What is it, Udell? Udell! I was looking for you. Looks like you found him. Wanda, can you tell your husband that Isabel and I are really busy at the moment? Udell, I think that it's best that you not bother them right now. You're right, Wanda. Maybe we can catch up another time. See you both later. What were you about to do? Don't worry about what I was about to do. How come you're trying to protect Devante? Gianni, before you start, I just want you to know that I never had any issues with you, except you just wanted to sleep with my wife and got exactly what you wanted. You don't deem that as disrespectful? I doubt you would feel the same way if your wife slept with someone else. Maybe. Since you're here, I'd like to know something. How long did you plan to sleep with Heidi behind my back? Until you got bored? Was the end game to get her to leave me? Do you love Heidi? Those are a bunch of questions, Gianni. But here's what I know. You've always loved your wife. Despite everything, I don't think you would even let her go. Then you don't know me at all. Oh, really? Can you honestly tell me that it wasn't a crime of passion when you ran me over with your car over 20 years ago and kept on driving, not knowing if I was even still alive? Why would you ask me something like that? To rip out Elvira's words like they never existed? Those are my aunt's words. The aunt that I loved. I understand. You don't. I do. But I would feel much more calm if I knew that those pages were destroyed. Elvira was so much more than the gatekeeper of dark secrets. Don't try to act like you knew Elvira more than I did. Do you know what I find funny, Terry? No, you're the only person who asked for those pages to be destroyed. Everyone else simply wanted me to turn them over. Why is that? I don't know why other people do what they do. Maybe that's it. Or maybe you took Elvira's life. Ben, that's enough. Like I told you, I never ever hurt her. But you helped my great-grandfather take his own life. He had a terminal illness, Ben. He didn't want to suffer and he asked me to help him. And doing that would cause you to lose your license. Elvira found out and she hated keeping quiet. Out of all the secrets, that was the secret she hated keeping the most. Maybe you just needed to shut her up once and for all so that you wouldn't lose your license and go to prison. I'm not the one who ended her life. Come on, you were the one who was there. Maybe you didn't see anything, but you were 5. Maybe you heard more than you think. Ben, are you okay? You're all dressed up. Where are you going? To Theodosius's palace. You're taking me with you. What? Unless you want me to call the police and tell them how my great-grandfather actually passed away, then you're taking me to Theodosius's palace. There's something I know that everyone needs to hear and I want you there. You threatening me? I'm asking you for a favor. Yvette, I'm warning you. If you tell Nichelle that you and I hooked up, then it won't help other people to believe your side of things when it comes to Max. What did you say? Don't be silly, Udell. I'm not trying to protect Devante. You sure could have fooled me, just like how you fooled me for 2 whole decades. I just don't want there to be any more damage. What do you think the Russos will do when they find out that I knew their underage daughter had an affair with a grown man? First off, you knew. I didn't. Like I told you before, I'm not afraid of the Russos. Neither am I. But I'm not willing to fight another major battle when I'm trying to put all of my energy into making sure that our daughter gets justice. I haven't forgotten Yvette. I'll still work with you since our daughter needs the both of us. What about after the trial? Could our marriage still survive? I have no idea what you're talking about. Yes, you do, Gianni. I walked out of the place I was living at. Then the next thing I know, I'm pretty much flying in the air because a car hit me and kept on driving. When I came to, realized what happened to me, I wondered who would hate me that much to run me over and not even make sure if I was still alive. That's when it hit me, and I realized that she found out about Heidi and I. I'm police commissioner for a reason. Exactly. You're in the police force. You make plenty of enemies. You being one of them. Let's say I did. How come I'm not in prison? Not enough evidence and your family name would keep you from there. I also wasn't trying to give Heidi a tough time. Most of all, I knew that if word got out that I had an affair with your wife, who was also working for the DA's office, my career would be in jeopardy. You're in one piece and I recently found out about this reignited affair, but there are other ways that you can come after me. If you don't want the police force looking into that hit and run, then I need you to stand down. You all must think I'm stupid. Ben? What on earth are you doing embarrassing us like this? I remembered something about that night. What night? The night that Elvira lost her life. What exactly do you remember, Ben? What Elvira screamed with her last breath. One of you also know what she screamed. It was you. You took Elvira's life and I know exactly why.